up, everybody? Welcome to the Aftermarket. I'm your host, J&J Video Reacts, and we are here to, it's a show, you know what it is, created by traders for traders to talk about our day in the market. Let's get a little bit of light on the subject. Talk about our day in the market, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yes, ma'am. We are here. Uh-oh. Lost my camera. Hold on. Okay, tell you what, how about we turn the camera off while I fiddle around with it, get it back on track. Hopefully you guys made some money today and had a green day in the market. Hopefully nobody got into any bad trades and was unable to take care of yourself. Who do I have on the panel with me? Huh? Sounded like a grunt.
Oh, you got me. I didn't know you brought
that.
me up. I was on another page. I'm sorry. What's going on, Dawn? How was your day?
It was good, sweetie. How are you?
Can't complain. It was pretty
I
much
see
a
Zen. I see Steve-O! Brad James. We got Ralph up here on the panel. We got somebody else up here on the panel. Who is that?
Chris.
Chris, what's up?
Can you hear me? Hello?
We can hear you now.
We can.
Test.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
I think my
You can
speakers
hear
aren't
us?
working.
We
I'm
can
gonna try
hear you.
reconnecting.
Can you hear us? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Dawn. I think he couldn't hear us, but we can hear him.
Okay. Why is my thing not lighting up? You know what? I'm gonna go. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, it's weird. Am I turned down or anything?
It's coming in loud and clear for me. I don't know if
That's weird. You guys in the down in the chat, can you guys hear me as well? Because the little box around my name is not lighting up when I speak, so I don't know if my mic's working or not. Hey, Miranda. Shout out to Snoopy123. Welcome. Hey, Miguel.
Don't you start that, Miguel.
Aftermath.
Don't let Coach gas you guys
I'll blame Coach on that. Coach, look what you're doing, man. Changing the name of the show.
Coach is the only one that can do that. Like whenever your mom give you a nickname or your dad give you a nickname.
Okay. Shout out to American Dream Trading.
Yes.
We got American Dream Trading fam in here.
Link in the description.
Run by Chad Christian. The link, the referral link to join the VIP club is right there in the top of the chat. It's pinned to the top. If you are not a member of ADT, hit that referral link. As you'll want to join, especially after hanging out in here with us for a couple hours. I mean, we've learned some of the best strategies in the stock market, and we are becoming successful. We have over 8 millionaires in our group, over 50 people that are retired, people using it to earn a living, all because of the teachings of Chad Christian, who is a trader who has been in the market for over 30 years. He has traded in every condition: Desert Storm, Rona, the dot-com boom, you name it. He's traded through it. So we've learned from the best. So that means we are the best. What you think, Ralph?
We the best. Well, that's the only thing I know. So I've never been anywhere else, and I don't plan on going. Why do I need to go somewhere? Okay.
Shout out to you, Coach. We love you, man. All right, let's get our stock background going. And the link to join the panel is in the description. I will drop the link in the chat periodically as well. But to get a shortcut, all you got to do is go out to the description and click the link right there in the description. It leads right here to the panel. If you want to tell us about your day, Again, it's a show created by traders for traders, so we can go ahead and talk about our day in the market, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Also, the link in the description, there's a link to the tip jar. Hopefully it's Friday. We can get a couple dollars today for sitting on the panel and making sure you guys have a place to come and hang out. Restream costs money, internet costs money, so anything you donate is much, much appreciated. I thank you so much in advance. Let's let this gentleman in. Chris, is that you? Hello?
Chris?
Chris, is that you?
Also,
American Dream Trading has several education videos. And when I say several, we're talking over 1,000 videos in there. So the link to Coach's YouTube is also in the description of this video. Click that and go straight to his 2 playlists. You'll hear testimonials of people that have made tons of money from strategies that they've learned from Coach, as well as tutorials to teach you how to do it for yourself. Instead of giving you fish, he teaches you how to fish. That's what I love about Coach. What about you, Ralph?
I love everything about Coach ADT. Listen, you need to join. Start today. If you got money, don't fund the account. Come on. If you don't have money, join. You got to start, okay? Time is money.
Right. Chris, is that you?
Oh, there we go. Sorry, guys.
Hey, what's up?
Hey there. Woo. All right, so I don't have long. I don't even know how many viewers you've got on right now. But guys, I wanted to share what I shared a little bit ago in the Zoom with you guys. Again, I figured, maybe you can use that for your stream. You want me to do that?
Sure. That's why we're here.
All right, guys. So here's the deal. Earlier today, I was kind of stupid. I figured, okay, I can trade in the with the Fed meeting and everything, and I started getting in there. Was doing okay, and I got my butt handed to me. I figured I was doing things my own way. I was not working off the Coach's fundamentals. I had him going, but was just kind of listening to him. And it felt like everything I was doing was going against me, and it was going against me. Until about halfway through the day, I'm sitting there in the Zoom. I put a message, guys, I'm dying. I need help. And it took a little bit to get to me, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna close my position. I'm gonna walk away. Walked away for a little bit, and then I said, I have got to get back to doing Coach's rules and following what he says. And I was down 50% on my total account. It was bad.
Wow.
And then I was down, and I was so down. I was like, I gotta fight it. I know I can do it. I know I can win it. The market started kind of reversing. It was doing pretty well. I get back in there, and I fully expected today to just be destroyed, but I finished in the green. I finished actually with 2% of my total account, which
right.
Oh,
go, man.
Yeah,
Green is green.
Man, and I just exactly, and that's what I'm kind of trying to remind myself is, take the wins, take the green, and if you're green and you're not comfortable with it, you're in too large, pull out, whatever it may be, and listen to Coach and his rules and actually do them, and it's going to be so much better for you. Because if I hadn't taken that step back and evaluated myself what I was doing wrong, and then said and figured it out, I would be down 50% or maybe more at this point. And so I am so glad, that Coach this morning, he kind of gave us a butt whooping, right?
He did.
What all he say? He goes,
he goes size 12 or 10 or 11 or 13 or whatever straight up our asses this morning.
He did. It was a big old stick. And I didn't, and I guess I kind of tuned it out, right? Until about halfway through the day, I go, what the hell am I doing? Man. Right. And I got to give it to two people. One's Coach and the other's God. Because you know what, man, if I didn't have God on my side, if I wasn't listening to him, If I didn't turn things around and get back to the fundamentals, where he put me in, I fully believe that God put me in ADT for a reason. Um, and I believe that I'll be able to regain, if not increase, whatever I had before, turn things around, and do well. And if I don't, then that's not what God wanted. But hey, the current job that I'm in, it's not going to make me a millionaire. It's never going to give me a house. But doing this,
Right.
this will do it. You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This at least has the potential to do that. You know what I mean? So if you're going to put in hard work and go through mental stress, which is something that we have all done on corporate jobs, manual labor, whatever kind of job you name it, there's always a certain amount of stress involved, and especially if you. So why not, if you're going to deal with that shit anyway, deal with something that at the end result, at the end of the day, can result in you having financial freedom. You'll never get that with a job. So
Absolutely not. And that's something I realized way before when I was doing crypto. That having a job wasn't going to create individual wealth that would set you up for life, or at least make it so you could have actual workable income. That you can either do well enough that you have a house and pay for your kids' school and do all that kind of stuff that everyone just needs to do, right? And that was never
yeah,
going to happen if I was just sitting there working a regular 9 to 5 and didn't have something else. So, I hand it to Coach for all of his teachings, and I am so thankful that he was nice to me and generous to me. I would have. I mean, Coach, you guys, you might maybe remember or not. I don't know. Coach gave me the first lifetime or the lifetime membership. Okay, I won that in that raffle, and I came up 2 numbers shy of whatever they were gassing out of 1,000 within the first 10 seconds. I mean, if that's not a God thing, then I'm sitting here wondering what am I going to do with my life? Honestly, kind of saying, I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't think I'm going to live to be, see my 3rd child. And I was ready to just, be done with life and let my family have, work off of life insurance. And things were not good. I was not in a good place before I came here because everything happened, losing everything and just not having hope and not being able to figure things out, and continually losing and losing and losing and losing. I have way more hope now than I did ever for about 1.5 years after losing. About a year, somewhere around, about a year and a half. And I am so thankful that just at the right time, Coach came around in my life.
You know something? I haven't been in that particular place, but I've been close because of all kinds of fears and PTSD from surviving cancer and stuff like that, and just being financially, just not in a good place. So I feel you, and I'm so glad that you found Coach, and he found you, and you found us, and we found you.
Hey,
So
I want to bring some light to what he just said, because it's not mentioned enough. Not the bad part, what he said about the group saving his life, because it's the same thing here with me. In the beginning, I wasn't trading. I was just the group to have something routine because I was in a bad place. That's how I found the group. Is I needed to get to a group, as far as the talking to the therapist and the story, Don. Well, they may not know, but I was in a bad place, and so the group saved my life. And this is not like one of my first time. Well, it's not my first time hearing somebody say that, but it's not mentioned enough. The group is worth more than money. That's what I'm trying to say here. The community itself is worth more than. I mean, I done heard a few people say they don't even trade. They just come every day to listen.
Yes.
So
that's awesome.
I want to say something.
If we can help people mentally, that's really what my end game is, because struggling with PTSD for as long as I did, I always kind of, I'm passionate about helping people get through fear. Fear is so debilitating. Depression is so debilitating. And I'm telling you something, it'll stop you from living in the moment and living your best life. So I've dedicated my life, and it's just so happens that I ended up trading stocks, which is one of the most stressful things I could have gotten into. But I feel like not only Coach was led to this group, and I was led to this group for a reason as well, because I've helped myself get out of that dark place. So if I can help others, especially trading, you need to be in a place mentally where you can trade, because it takes so much mental fortitude. You need to know how to do mental push-ups. So if I can start to move in that direction and help some people mentally in their trading, it'll help in other areas of life too.
Trading psychology is a big deal. If you haven't, if you can't relate, it's because you just haven't been trading long enough. But listen,
Unfortunately, they
I
don't
want
that
to
big this
bring
morning.
I want to
It's the
bring
opposite
light
for
to
me.
somebody. I want to bring light to somebody
Hey,
that just
TJ.
came into the group
TJ,
that has gotten over a fear. Okay, he got over a fear.
congrats, my brother.
But
Welcome.
I'm ripping the
You're safe in
band-aid.
your
I'm
home.
going for it. And listen, this guy
Yeah.
right here, he loves to talk. You've been warned. What's going on, TJ?
That's okay. You're one of
Me,
many, TJ.
I don't love to
Welcome.
talk. That ain't me. That's Ted that talks. That's Ted talk. We just got the light. I don't
think we
talk.
all
Listen,
know that's
so I'm a little emotional right now. I told you guys, I'm at Chuck E. Cheese with my kids. I'm not going to be out long. I'll probably on for another like 5 minutes. So. But I got my headphones in. I can talk. He's just playing around. But
Yeah, hang out in the chat.
I tell you,
You know?
I tell you what. Well, I might, but so he's over here playing games, and I'm a little emotional because I'm here. Okay, and
Made it through.
yeah. So
And that's huge. That's
it is.
huge.
But if you're hearing sound stuff like that, it's from that. But I want to say something.
It's all good. What's
So
up?
I started I created a Twitter. I don't know anything about Twitter. Honestly, thought Twitter was ridiculous. But Coach is like, hey, you got to do this so you can advertise for me. So I go on there and I do that. He was telling everyone, right? Hey, share my socials. So I created it, but I've started something where I'm putting in there two things after my post, and I'm going to share this here, but I'm going to share it with the group. I hope within a year. Okay, if it's not in a year, it'll be whenever. But I do two lines: American Dream Trading. Give a plug for Coach. American Dream Possible, and my plan is that whenever I get myself a nice house, and I'm doing well, I'm going to tell the whole group, this is why I've been doing that. Every single post. It's because with Coach, with American Dream Trading, my American dream was possible.
Yes.
Right
That's awesome.
on.
I can't wait to see you realize that dream. You're gonna manifest that the way I'm manifesting being a millionaire before I turn 56. Because I always knew, and for some reason 55 was the magic number. And as it turns out, right after my 55th birthday, right after my 55th birthday is when I met 54th birthday is when I met Coach. So, or came in the group in January, and my birthday's in July. So it's a few months later. But I'm like, well, I'm 55, I'm 54. I've always felt I was going to be a millionaire at age 55. I don't know how that's going to happen, but hello. Who's in the spot? So we already got the platform set up, because when I hit that, Coach is not going to have to worry about it being screamed from the mountaintops. It'll be done right here on this show. And people will be able to come in and talk and, hey, it's his teachings. It's his teachings. Millions manifested. Might even change the name of the damn show.
Well, hey, thanks for letting me talk. I'm going to head out, guys. Wish you guys a good
We
show.
love you, man.
Hope you have a good one, okay?
Right on. We'll find you a real arcade to go to.
Thank you.
What do you mean? Chuck E. Cheese is the best
Oh
arcade.
no.
Well, hey, I
Thanks
mean,
for being here, bro.
isn't it their logo where a kid can be a kid? I'm a big kid.
Oh, me too.
I remember when I was researching my business. I went into the arcade business for a little while, and when I was researching the business, I went to a couple Chuck E. Cheese's, and then I realized I'm a middle-aged white dude lurking around Chuck E. Cheese's, and the eyes I got, the people looking at me like, "What the hell are you doing here, buddy?"
Not a good look, TJ. Not a good look.
That's pretty funny. All right, have a good
Like,
one, guys. Bye bye.
is my white van double parked out front? Sorry.
Hey, I just want to check in. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Yes.
You know that the the
What's
opposite's
up?
true for me, Don. The stocks are something that I'm very skittish. I told you before I had an accident, and I've been very skittish after that about going outside and internet and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, things like the stock market, it doesn't hate me. It's just a machine.
Okay.
So
Right.
That's it. That,
there's no
hold up, hold up. It's the machine that prints money.
right, but right. But
Makes
it's
you-
me. It's me that's the challenge. Like, I'm the one that didn't put my stop in place. I'm the one who got in at the wrong time. I'm the one that was. So it's not it's not it's not frustrating. I mean, it's frustrating like crap. I lost $100, but I mean, it's the machine is not against me,
Right.
and it's
You know what
calming.
you're
It's actually
realizing?
what's that?
You're realizing that it don't even matter if you lose because you know you're gonna get it back. How
Right.
many wins have you had?
Yeah, I've been
You've
doing
had
good this week.
countless wins. So if you
Yeah,
lose a little bit, that don't even matter because you know you're gonna come back and get it right back.
yeah.
That's the power of the day trading.
Oh,
You
watching
know.
coach sometimes leaving like 20 grand on the table or something, like, wow.
Yeah.
Listen, there's no way you can trade without losing. The coach says it all the time. If
No.
somebody be like, they hit every single trade, just run away from that person because it's not possible. It's not
Yeah,
possible for you to trade without losing. It just won't happen. You're gonna take losses. That was one of my struggles. You got to get used to losing. I know that don't even
Yes.
sound right, but as a trader, you have to get used to taking loss.
well,
The
little
only
things
thing
like,
you can do about it is limit them as much as you can. You know.
yeah. Well, like something that bit me this morning was I was flipping between stocks and I was doing really good, like on some of the penny stocks. I probably made, I don't know, I made pretty good money on the penny stocks, a couple $100. And
Hmm.
and then I moved over to something, and then I looked around at some other stuff like Tesla or whatever, and I realized that my default was still set at 10. So 10 stocks of Teslas, it's like
That's heavy,
whatever, 4 grand or something like that. So all of a sudden you drop 4 grand on something and you're out of buying power, so you can't cost average it.
right?
Right.
So you gotta hope that last click of the mouse was enough to get you up, and luckily, and then it wasn't. And then 10 minutes
Yeah.
later, it's climbing back up again, and you're out of firepower, and it's just really that's kind of a frustrating
And this is Weevil.
situation.
You did it in, right?
Yeah, but it was my fault because I was buying penny stocks,
And I
no
used to do
problem.
that in Weevil.
100, sell, 100, buy, sell. But then I flip over to Tesla and I accidentally got too many zeros in the mix. And I'm like, oh,
I used to do it in
Shout out
Weevil.
to
Oh, go ahead, Don.
Oh, wait a minute, one quick second. I want to just give a quick shout out to everybody in the chat. Danny Hobbs, I see you down there. I saw Vaughn and everybody. Linda L, I see you down there. She said it's 108 degrees in Texas. KB, I see you. Tijor, is that you? Tijor Bubbles OMG. See you down there in the chat. KB, JoJo, welcome guys. Diaz, I see you. Don't forget the link to come up on the panel if you want to is right there in the chat. Feel free. If you have not joined American Dream Trading, my referral link is right at the top. And if you guys on this nice Friday want to tip the host, I will put my Linktree, or I'll put my Cash App right down there in a few minutes. But I want to hear this. I want to hear what's being about to be said. What's the wisdom? Where's Cox at?
I think he started a new job today.
Oh, the Dollar Tree. Oh, got it.
So listen,
Good for him.
that's something that I
What's
used to
up?
struggle with, TJ. I had the widget set or whatever with Weeble, but then I had got rid of it because of that reason. And I still would go in, and you know how you got to be fast with some of these call outs, you know.
Right.
And I go in and I just try to do the manual thing and still mess it up by
Yeah.
buying too many shares. And mind you, I'm working with a small account on the Weeble, right?
Yep.
So I'm maybe going in to try to get 2 or 3 shares or something. And with Weeble, I guess it's preset on the phone because I was doing it from the phone and charting. I think it's preset to give you like whatever the amount they think you have in your settle cash and whatnot. So I'm doing the day by day trading in there because the account is so small. I think it was Peloton one time. I knew it still have a separate times, but I think it was Peloton is the one where it just bought up my whole set of cash for the whole day. Like, and
Right.
but what I'm bringing it to is, man, listen, this done happened to me so many times, and when it happens, it's a mistake. It could have been avoidable because you could have looked at it, but there's nothing you can do after you press the button other than manage it. Once you get in the
Well,
trade,
what?
the only thing you can do is manage it.
Right.
That's
Right.
it. You got
And
to set
cry.
that stop. You got to set the
And
stop.
cry.
Yeah, you got to set the stop and just and try to get up out of that thing with either a break even or a green trade. That's it. That's the only thing you
Well,
can do.
that's why I was looking for.
That's it.
Right. Well, that's why I was looking for. I mean, I won't worry about it in here, but that's why I was looking for help on setting up that trade thing. You can configure all of the trade window except for what to me is the most important part is that manual input button. So
Mhm.
so like you keep having to, every time you change a stock chart, you have to go back and change the quantity and the limit price. And if you forget, you just get in that habit of buy, sell, and
I think
and then you
that
change, you go peek at say a hot stock, and then you come back
that's what I was about to
to
say.
the stock you were working on, and it changed the default settings, and you're still thinking your brain is still working on, hey, that was supposed to be 10, not 100.
The widget, I
Right.
believe, is
Like
good for
Jimmy.
traders like David and Mitch who only trade Apple. Like if you only trade one ticker, like the widget is good for
Oh,
traders
right,
like
right,
that.
right. Yeah, if you move
If
around,
you
yeah.
move around and trade different stuff, I had to get away from the widget because of that reason right there. Every trade that I put on is not going to be the same
Right.
quantity
Well, I
and
went back and
everything.
did it the other way. I went back and defaulted it to 20 rather than 100. So
Right.
now if I make a mistake, it's on the 20 side, and like I couldn't even afford to buy 20 SPX anyway, so it don't matter. It ain't gonna let me buy it. So
hmm And on the
Are
other
you
hand,
trading SPX?
I got my I was dumb this morning, and I bought two puts on SPX, and they stopped
what?
out on me. Or Spy.
TJ, hold
Not
on.
no no not SPX.
Let me
I'm
get
sorry.
this. Oh, I was about to say,
Spy.
let me
Yeah,
get
yeah.
this
I knew.
straight.
Yeah, Spy. No, I can't afford no SPX. And
TJ, the only reason why I be on you like that because you got the potential. You're not going rogue. You know what I'm saying? I'm like
right. No, no. I
I
would.
be
Yeah.
sizing everybody up that comes to the group, and I
Yeah.
be like, TJ, he paranoid, but hey, you need to be that way in trading. Okay,
I
you
try to
need.
be real. I try to be real
Yeah.
disciplined. I try to be. I try to be like, even though I want $100. I'm happy with 10.
And
Until I'm better at it. Like I understand it, but but there's a lot of things. I think I don't like to blame anything. I made the mistakes. If I made a mistake, I made it. But there's a lot of challenges. Like what happened to me this morning was my stops disappeared. They completely disappeared.
I
Mhm.
remember hearing you say that. What the
And
hell?
Yeah,
and it freaked me out, even though it didn't matter. And then I heard one sell, so I just lost money that I had no control over, and that was my fault. I take responsibility for it. I did something wrong, but it felt like, dang, Weeble just kind of, they just kind of I obviously,
How did you do something wrong though? If your stops disappeared, that
right.
sounds like a glitch on
I'm
Weeble.
just
Yeah, I think.
mentally trying to make it my responsibility to understand the limitations.
Well, it's not your fault because
Yeah,
Weeble is just is glitchy. Listen,
yeah,
Lee said some.
Right.
Lee mentioned that if you go back out and you come back in, you should be
yeah,
able to
yeah.
see him. So that's one thing that you should, man. Lee, man,
But
not
that's
Lee, but
exactly what
Weeble.
happened. See, that's exactly what happened. I got out and got back in, and then my number changed. And
Mhm,
this time I'm on the stock chart, and I was buying like five real stock, regular stocks. And I got out and got back in, and then it was set to 20. So I accidentally bought 20, and that was it. My day was over right then and there. I mean, I made a tiny bit of money, and then I lost a lot of money. So not a lot, but like I lost like 400 on the put, but then I gained like 100 on the shares. So
mhm.
by the
Right.
end of the day, I had just enough power to get back to. I think I ended the day about negative 100 or something like that, which I can take, but it was so frustrating because I just thought I was trying not to blame the system, but on the same token, I felt like I was cheated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And then
I
the
would say that. Like I felt
that
with
Robin,
Robin Hood
that
that
Robin Hood. I never heard
yeah,
John get that pissed before. Didn't they end up giving you? Didn't you come out of the trade green or something? It was what had happened. I know you called them. What? Run the story, Don.
it what ended up happening was I was in a put and I was ahead, I was up,
Mhm,
and then I decided to go ahead and put a stop in there.
mhm.
And right no soon as I did that, within a few seconds, a huge, humongous green candle came and triggered my stop, and then went right back down to where it had, left off
right.
with the put.
I think
So,
I think people know how to trigger that. I think people know how to like do
oh, no
that.
doubt that
Like
goes on.
professionals, I think they know how to. They're
Raphael's
willing.
got a whole library on
Yeah, they're
TJ,
willing.
it.
Yeah,
TJ, you just don't know. I
He's got
don't
a
because
whole library of videos that he sent me on it.
no you knew the trading, so you don't need to go down that rabbit hole. Plus, you know, just keep trading, get coaching skills,
yeah.
and once you
Yeah, that
learn
doesn't
that,
mean you should
focus on.
stop using style. You still got to put them in.
By the way, all coaches' rules follow them, and then once you hone that, then we'll open
Oh,
you
I
up to
stop
something
everything. I
else.
stop everything. What one habit I got in the if I have an extra second, I actually clear the stop and the sell market because
Hmm.
the stop looked like I don't know the math and I don't know how to explain it, but the stop was not stopping anywhere near the price it should have stopped at, and I was losing money by using the stop. So what I would
Well,
do is
I can explain that to you, but go ahead.
yeah, no, that's cool. Go ahead.
I can explain what's happening. What's happening on that is, and I hear traders complain about this all the time, and then I thought that I was losing my mind too. And it's not necessarily your stop getting ran over because that happens too. What I'm talking about is you could be like on in a trade and you watching it and you be like, well, what the hell? It didn't even come to the number that I had in there and it already stopped me out. Like
Right,
say
right.
like it might be like a couple cents before or a couple cents, well, it never be under, but say like if you have your stop set and it go ahead and take you out. Say like if you got it set at 10:30 and it takes you out at 10:33. That's because of the spread of the bid and the ask. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't realize that at first. I don't know if you knew that, but
yeah.
I don't know if you can change it in
Well, that's what
Weevil. But I chart
market
on
is. Market means grab it at any price
ain't the
between
price.
bid and
Yeah,
ask. So
right.
they're gonna naturally try to grab it. They're gonna try to
They're gonna
grab
get it at the
the
worst possible
buys
price.
at the lowest price and the sells
Yeah,
at the highest price, and they get to keep
exactly.
the delta in between. And that's
Yes.
fine. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
happy for them. That's fine. But so what I did instead was, so like say I want to get 50 shares.
Hmm.
I will buy 10 with a stop, 10 with a stop, 10 with a stop, 10 with a stop. I kind of cost
Hmm.
average them.
Hmm.
And then I'll just move that the one I keep three stops down low, one stop in the middle and one stop up high, and then I
Hmm.
manage them that way. And then when one sells out, then I'll buy 10 more shares and move the bottom stop up. But I realized that mathematically I was losing. Well, I wasn't losing money, but I wasn't collecting the money as well as if I cleared the stop and sold it manually. And that shouldn't be that way. That shouldn't. You should be able to use the stop to stop. but that's just a
You talking
mechanical.
about buy stops? Like that's how you talking about you setting up limit orders to buy them
Right, a stop.
as it falls down.
Right, also, yeah, also, but a stop,
Okay, I got
but
it.
a
Hey, I know a cool strategy for that, TJ.
yeah,
What you talking about? I can explain it to you.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So if you I use TradingView to chart out, right? So I'm assuming that you watch the swings, right? So they're like if the stock is shoot up and you buying shares, right? Just set a
Right,
1-to-1. Okay, take the little tool, the red and the green, where you drag it up and it's like just set the 1-to-1 for the stop loss, and then once it buys, you put the next one up
right.
under that,
Yep,
and let it buy.
yep.
Same thing you saying,
Right,
but and then whenever it get ready to turn around, the other ones they won't get triggered, and you just follow them up with the trailing stop. That's
right.
what you're doing.
Yep.
Okay, all right. I just
But
wanted to say,
instead of buying 50 shares at once, I'll buy like 20
yeah,
and then
you
20
said.
more, and the stops are automatic. But
Mm-hmm.
if I use the stop to get out of the stock, because like when it's at the very top of a crest, or it's on the second downward candle, say you're in on the 2-minute EWO and it goes 5 candles, and you're on the top of the 5th candle, and the 6th and
Mm-hmm.
7th candles start to go lower. Well, that's where you have you have just a small amount of time to cost average that before it starts to drop down again, or reverse and go back up. And in that
Right.
moment, I will use a stop. I'll drag the stop all the way to the top and say, okay, I want out. But I realized that when I slid the stop to the top, it
Mm-hmm.
sold out at some really crappy price. So I
What I
was making
started.
more money when I X'd out of the stop and then manually sold it. So I had 10 ready to sell all the time, and I would just sell 10 and then
Right.
buy 10 more and then sell 10 and buy 10
That's exactly what you saying is what I was just about to tell you. That's what I
more.
started.
Right.
That's what I started doing. Like, okay,
But I wanted the stop to be that tool for me. I wanted it to be I wanted it to be a tool, not an emergency.
yeah, right. That's just a stop here as a tool, right? Yeah. I've been doing that because Miss Linda, she be talking about the one share instead of just buying all the shares at once, because stocks have a tendency to run
Oh
up
yeah, yeah.
in the morning, and so what I do is I jump on it as it's going up in the morning with the rush, and I follow it up with the trail stop that get hit, and once it falls back down, and then I use the EWO to get back in, follow it up, let it drop, and it's the same thing. If you was planning on getting a certain amount, you just break it up, and that way you can get more with shares.
Right,
Because I
right.
love trading
That's a cool
shares.
strategy.
I don't really, yeah, I do options. I don't really do them that much like I
Well,
used to though.
the shares for me, like
They're
I guess
safer.
people
You
call it
should start.
swing trading,
No, listen.
but
You should start with shares first before you do options.
well, I've been doing it
Really.
for a long time, but I've been doing it, I guess, over weeks. Like
Hmm.
I take a look at Apple and I say, "Oh, look, Apple's down 6%." I just buy 20 shares, and then
Right.
in 2 weeks, Apple's up 3%. I sell 20 shares, and then Apple's down 3%. I buy 20 shares. I didn't really look at the individual fluctuation of the day, the hour, the week, the month. It was just like, okay, Apple's down. Let me buy a couple shares because I trust the stock. I know it's going to go back up. So I just buy it. And when there's a little bit of green on top, I take it off. So I guess they call it trading around a core position. I think
Listen,
they call it
TJ.
swing trading. I don't know what, but yeah.
I wanna clear the air because I be giving you a hard time about the dollar cost average
Hmm.
because the dollar cost average I don't think is really good for like options trading and
Yeah.
uh and day trading. But
I,
this is where I'm gonna clear the air up. In my Robinhood long term account is absolutely DCA. Like I'm talking about, I don't have a lot of money in there, and I buy partial shares. Anytime I see that thing down in the red, I'm adding dollars, $2, whatever I have available for cash. If it's a real drop, I'm gonna sell something else and add to it. I'm buying dips. All that's the
right.
strategy. That's for long term though.
Right.
But
Right.
if you dollar cost average during the day, you'll find that thing just dropping all the. I ain't gonna
Well,
say it don't work because all strategies work, and I'm doing it with the long term. That'll be redundant. That'll
well,
be
the
redundant,
new
but it's more dangerous when you dollar cost
yeah.
averaging during the day because I mean a stock
Well,
can
the
Hey,
fall for
Christina,
3 days.
what's up?
You know
well the
what's going on, Christina?
Hi.
hey Christina.
Hi.
Well, the shift in
Can
the
you hear
shift.
us?
Oh, she, the
What?
shift
I
for
can hear you
me
guys.
in the mechanic. The shift for me in the mechanic is that I'm buying on the way up now, which I've never done
Mm-hmm.
before. I never even thought about doing that.
Yes,
So I
that's what I
used to
want
just
you to do.
I used to just buy 10. Yeah, yeah. So when see, that's the thing. I'm probably calling it when I dollar cost average. I just mean like, say for instance, I'm in the red and I've got 10 shares in the red,
Hmm.
but I'm only a couple
I know
dollars
what you're
off.
doing.
I'll go ahead and buy 20 shares to get myself back in the green, and then I might immediately get out, even at break even or a dollar or two profit. And that to me is the cost average. So I brought the overall cost down, but I had to spend more buying power to do it. And then when
Hmm.
you run out of buying power, you're stuck.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
so so that's one way that I don't know the technical term because I just did it all myself. I didn't really like learn the right words or whatever.
Okay.
But but but
Since you
now
know since
but
you
now I buy.
know since you know
Sorry.
the basics of the 2 minute EWO, you getting robotic with that, but you already doing this, so this you need to look up the martingale strategy, which is a recipe for disaster during the day trading. It is. It
Well, the
listen,
martingale the
but listen,
martingale is
if you
different.
turn it around, which
Yeah.
I see that you already starting to figure out on your own, the martingale strategy turned around is like a golden ticket for for day traders. Okay,
Yeah.
let me explain. You add on, like you said, and then what happens? The stock never comes back. You end up holding it for a couple of days, and all your cash is tied up in this one position. But 3 days later, you're able to get out of it. Hopefully, right? Is that's what's happening?
No, I'm not too bad with that. I was holding on too long.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I got like a potato chip in my throat. I was holding on too long.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when it dropped
That
down,
happened to me earlier.
in my brain, originally like 3 weeks ago, I'm thinking no problem. I'll just cost average just like I do long term.
Right.
And that's when you get burned. So
Exactly.
now I get in on the 2 minute EWO with a small,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 20 shares or 50 shares. And then when it goes up and I'm past my stop and then I buy 20 more and my stop is still between the green.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll add more on. And then when I get scared, I start pulling off the 20 from the bottom and keep going up. So you lose a little bit of money doing that. That's why coaches like take your hands off the wheel, take your hands off the mouse. Because I'd make more money if I just sat there. But I got to get over that. I got to get over that little bit of like fear of losing the top. I guess I don't know what it is.
Well, the way that I trade, I always leave a little bit on the table because I use trailer stops. So I never get the whole bag unless I use a take profit. But until the ones that I close at the end of the day, that's the only ones
Right.
that I get the most of. Other than that, I'm trailing it up until it fall back, and then that's the way I get out. Which I need to talk about that because I've been doing a lot of yeah,
Go
well,
ahead and talk about it, Ralph.
I've been doing a lot of trade psychology. Dawn knows. Okay. I've been last week it was the cup and handle pattern, but I went pattern crazy. But I've been on trade psychology now. And today, like I was pretty much a break even there, and I heard West Palm Frankie talking about it. And he was like, man, the take profit situation, when the news is going on, you probably have to I wouldn't have had a break even day if I would have just been taking the profits. And I saw Coach doing it, and I don't know what I was doing. I was
Right.
robotic with the rules that he give of a regular day, and so I didn't lose money because I used what I needed to do to protect me on the downside. But my position is the same thing he said. Some of them went up. I drug the stop to break even, and it's the reason why I drug it to break even because during news, if you guys been trading news for a while, Don know what I'm talking about. News has a potential to
Oh
go
yeah,
up, come one way, and then it'll just go
yeah,
all the way up. Like I'm not talking about how it went
yeah.
up today. I'm talking about
Well, coach says that
news
too.
will, yes,
Yeah, coach says
okay,
that too.
yeah.
News displaces all common sense whatsoever.
Right,
Just
and so that's the reason why I just didn't hit the take profit because I'm like, all right, this
right.
thing is about to breathe back and it's gonna take off. I know
Yeah,
it is, and so I let it breathe back. I'm like, okay, my stop is at break even. I can't lose money. All right,
right.
do your thing, but it never came, and then it just dropped and ripped my face off. Well, it didn't rip my face off. It dropped and got me out of the trade.
Hey, wait a minute. I got to cut y'all. Hey, Brad James. Hey, brother. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you so
yes,
much.
appreciate it.
I got your message and it is all good. That works, dude. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It adds up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brad James, the first one to contribute to the beer fund. Who's next?
And so
We'll
I
work for beer. It's like, go ahead, baby.
I've been getting through the trade psychology list thing that I sent you, Dawn, and there's like one that just got me
Uh-huh.
stuck. I, and this is for the more seasoned traders. Well, TJ, you've been there for a while too, but it's just as a seasoned trader, we have to use intuition. You know what I'm saying? Like eh, eh, everything that
The
Coach
final call.
taught
Yeah,
us, I follow all the rules. Now it's my intuition that got to get me in and out of these situations. Everything that he taught me is the reason why I didn't lose any money today. You know what I'm saying? So my
Yeah.
intuition is telling me that this thing is gonna go to the moon. So don't take profits. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I
it's a
never use
thin
that.
line between intuition and
Well,
discipline.
that
You're
yeah.
not using
Yeah,
it
you
because
know, if
you
Coach
ain't
were
gained
here
the
right now, what he
intuition
would
yet,
say,
TJ.
right?
Well,
that
You
was
know what?
yeah.
If Coach was
that was
here right now, what he
disrespectful.
would
I'm
say.
sorry. You have intuition,
I
but
didn't.
Coach would tell you intuition is not doing jack shit.
yeah,
Watch what the market is telling you.
exactly.
Ain't
I,
about into it.
I
I'll
don't.
never forget that video
I
where he
That's
don't.
was
why.
talking to this guy named wait a minute, hold up. He was talking to somebody. Who was that? Oh, Maxim. He was
Mhm.
like, Maxim's like, yeah, coach, but I feel like it's good. He said, whoa, hold up. That's not how I taught you. It's not about what Maxim feels, is it?
Yeah.
It's about what's there.
Yeah, you're
Trade what's
right.
there. What is it?
You're right. But I guess I can't beat myself up because my rules are to not take profits. You know what I'm saying?
I
Why am
don't.
I
Yeah.
using
I
to
don't.
take profit?
I don't
you
use it
know?
to take.
Right.
Yeah. I don't. I
Yeah,
wouldn't do
so
that
I
either. I
guess
wouldn't
it worked
cap
out.
the.
I mean, I didn't lose anything. I don't even know why I'm sitting over
What
here
I will.
tripping.
What I will do is like when I'm bored and not bored, but like when I'm I don't know how to explain. You know how like let's say a baseball
Mm-hmm.
player,
Mm-hmm.
you're warming up and you got to stay warm. You got to stay ready. So a lot of times I'll just buy I'll buy one or five stocks at the bid and sell it at the ask and buy it at the bid and sell it at the ask and buy it at the bid and sell it at the ask and it's like 50
Yeah,
cents 50 cents 50
that's
cents
how
50
Nate became a millionaire.
but it keeps
Right.
you ready. And then when it
Yeah.
starts to move, your brain is already, I don't want bid anymore. I want
Mm-hmm.
last price. So it's bid and ask will make you more money, but the last price will get it done quicker.
Well, only thing that is right there is when the stock is trending, it's awesome for a trend trader. But once it starts to go sideways, the
Yeah.
bid and the X traders comes out. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It's time
And
for
that's
them to
exactly
move.
right. Yeah,
So
that's
that's
and
it.
that's what yeah. So
You
just that
know,
little teeny tiny you can make money in that
that's what
little
they
teeny tiny channel if you do
right.
that.
Yeah, channel traders live for that. Trend
Yeah.
traders hate
I
it.
don't think it makes a lot of money, but I do it to keep warm. And then when it breaks one way or the other, I know where to go. If it goes down for me, I'm not quick enough to get in the put. I want that's my goal. My next goal is to get a little bit more confident with puts. And I got in a couple. I wrote a put down and then bought shares up, and then wrote a put
Mhm,
down and bought shares up. I didn't want to do a call because I just want to work on one thing at a time. Maybe that makes no sense, but to me it
mhm.
did. So, but yeah,
Yeah, overall, I think the trend trading is way easier. Channel trading is both of them make money. I mean,
Well,
I know
that's where you read the
some.
candle too. You read
Yeah.
the size of the candle, and if it's twitching at the bottom and it's looking like it's gonna pound down, let it go
Mm-hmm.
down once and then buy 10. It'll bounce back up, and then you sell those 10, but you sell them at ask, and it'll
Mm-hmm.
actually take a little bit longer to sell it, but you'll get that extra 20 cents that nobody else got because they sold it at market or they sold it at last price.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll
But
tell you what, we're going to take a quick break and give a shout out to Eric Smoto with his cookie of wisdom.
Get that money. Waiting for it to turn into a new cloud. Once that new cloud turns green, by all means, it's in your favor now. It's yours. You have so much confidence to hold that trade now because the 21 and 55 told you
Right.
so. And now you just have to ride the EMA cloud until the EMA cloud tells you to get out.
Right.
Yeah.
How do we get out? Well, by once we get to these certain levels, and you already know that SPY went up to 420, right? But it couldn't break and hold that 420 in the past.
Right.
You're at that 400 mark. Okay. As we're getting closer to the 420, SPY is going to start to hesitate. It's going to start to I don't know if I want to continue going up, right? That's when you do two things. You start shaving, basically like this cookie. You start shaving off the cookies to make sure you eat some food. You get some money, right? Or else you're not gonna have any cookie at all.
And that's
Let's
exactly
go!
what the hell I should have been doing today.
I missed that live. That was hilarious.
I should have been doing that today, man.
That was
Taking
when was it?
some
That
of the
was
cookie off.
was that last week or a couple days ago?
It was
That
just a
was
few
just-
days
I
ago
don't
because
know,
I
but
heard
I
it.
should have been doing
I was
it
in it
today.
too. I was talking to whoever it was, and I stepped away, and I came back and I heard everybody laughing about the cookies.
I love
and I was
that.
like,
I
"Oh
haven't
man, I
seen it
missed
yet.
something good."
I
I
don't know what
don't
you
know
guys are
when
talking
it
Yeah,
about.
he was
was.
in
I love
here.
it.
He was here a couple nights ago. It was in the after market that he said that, and he was on here. He showed us a couple of plaques that he had, the motivational plaques. Remember that, Christina?
Yeah, I remember that. I just didn't remember the cookie thing. I remember him talking about it. I didn't put it together when you talked about it. That's funny. That's awesome.
Right, he was talking about shedding, and then Coach caught it and picked up on it and was like, the cookie part was my favorite.
Yeah. I didn't even pick up on it. That's great. He's so
That was
smart.
cool.
He's smart.
Yeah, I like that analogy. That's really
Yeah,
good.
that's a great analogy to make a simple mind figure it out too. You know.
I think
Yeah.
that's something that you could tell the frustration in his voice because he was trying to help people. He was trying to help people, and there was more than one person kind of arguing with him. And I'm not trying to get on either side or anything, but I look at Eric. Eric's in the group. I don't know if he's in here or not, but he's to me he's like up there with the moderators. I mean, you guys, the moderators. I mean, Bruno. I haven't really met Mitch yet, but Bruno and Lee and a lot of the more senior people who do speak up, and a lot of people type in chat on the side. Like those people, they know what's going on. They understand. And then people come in with their 500 years of baggage, and they try to cram their idea down your throat. And like Eric's just trying to say, hey, save yourself,
empty your cup.
and they're fighting him, and I could hear him. He was so awesome. I wanted to tell the coach that, hey, like, you need to. I know he already props Eric up, but he needs to like help Eric.
He's a moderator. Eric's a moderator.
Yeah, Eric is a moderator.
Right. So that's the other thing. So he's trying to help people who are arguing with him instead of just saying, okay, I don't like your idea, but I hear you and I respect you, and I'm gonna go back to my stupid way of doing it, So like, why not try the right way to do it? Obviously, the people who are doing good in here are following a set of rules, and then people got mad the other day because it was like, well, I don't have to follow the too many EWO. No, you don't. But if you got your own way, that's not what Coach teaches. So quit teaching other people your way until they're ready to hear your ideas and blend them into their own. You got a new trader in here, I shout them all the time. Do the TWEO. The rest ain't for you. JV,
Listen,
junior varsity. We are
Right.
the
not
new
ready
How would
tra-
he
to
say
dive
that they're
into
not doing
spy.
the AWO? That's not even.
Yeah,
Who would even say that they're not doing it? That's crazy. It's like, well, you're in the wrong place, okay? Because
exactly.
that's what we do over
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
It's either you're going to scalp it or you're in a 2-minute EWO play. It's that simple.
And
That's all we do.
and I'd rather
One
get
thing.
bored waiting for a juicy looking EWO
Right.
than throw my money halfway in a channel because I don't know what I'm doing. And again, coming
See,
from where
that's where I made my mistake today, because even though I got in AMD right on the 2-minute EWO, it was the trend line was up, it was over VWAP, it was over the 200, it was over all of that, and it had momentum. I got in it because, again, coach says don't be afraid, the strategy works, so don't hesitate and don't cherry pick. So I said,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I got a little bit of money today, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get in this AMD, because I saw how red it bled out yesterday. So I'm like, okay, it looks like it wants to correct that today and be green. So I'm going to go ahead because everything lines up and it's proper timing. Well, I'll be damned if it started getting choppy though. So, but I stayed in it. I stayed in the trade and sucked up a couple of the drawbacks, and then it started pushing back up. Well, then it started going down, and then it went under VWAP. And then, but it hadn't changed color yet. And coach even said this morning, even if it changes color, you don't necessarily, because I was on the 5-minute, you don't necessarily want to jump out. But I'm like, but you know what? You're on the 5-minute. That means this shit's been going in this direction for 5 minutes. So you might want to go ahead on this color change and get out. So I did, but unfortunately, I took a little bit of a hit. It's like a $40 hit. So it's like, ouch. But I'm proud of myself because I got in when I was supposed to get in. And this is baby steps. You're learning different parts of this strategy. You're learning when to get in. You're learning how long to hold it. You're learning about staying in the trade by having diamond hands and shaving when it pulls back. And you're learning at a certain point, the EWO is telling you get the hell out. So you're learning all of that. So you're going to absorb it and actually implement it in different steps, I noticed. So, I got the diamond hands down part first.
Yeah, she did. Dawn, I
And
wanted to
sometimes
ask
it's
you that.
my detriment.
Yeah, I'm still working on that one because coming from shares,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to sit there until it falls back down. There's no reason for me to sit there until it falls back down. I'm just gonna follow that stop up.
Right.
But
I got to control the diamond
I follow it
hands.
up far.
Dawn.
Maybe I don't want to put a percentage on it, but a good percent. I don't hug it right up 10 cents off the price. It's a couple dollars down, and when I get, the more twitchy I get, the more I move the stop right next to it, and then when it goes, I'm happy because that's the highest possible point I could have sold it at. So if I wait for it to come back down and sell by market, then I miss it.
I do that too. I
love
have it in my head when I'm getting my X and I see the EWOs, I tighten that stop up. That's how I exit the trade. I don't just take profits, because what if it consolidates and just takes off?
But
Hey, Dawn.
what I'm seeing, what I'm trying to learn is that's something that, so I'm not doing options. So when I do an option, I'm damn sure gonna listen more closely and back off a little further. I'm not gonna try to do it.
Options.
With the stock, it's right now, and it doesn't cost me anything.
Yes, the options, they different. It's just it's more. You got more. You add more leverage on, so you're gonna have to be way faster. But once you hone them stocks in and you've been doing it for a while, the stock sharing is way less riskier. But Dawn, I got to ask you, Dawn.
Yeah.
How have that 5-minute chart changed your trading?
I like it.
Has it made it more easier for you?
Yeah, it's made it easier for me to stay in trades. I have to admit that.
Yes.
I was like, because you know me, I'm the 30-second bandit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I will actually get in the 30 seconds.
It's way too noisy.
Yeah. A lot of white noise in the 30 seconds. So I'm like, what? This is going to cause me to jump out of a trade prematurely. And it's going to, cause me to just make stupid mistakes. So let me go ahead back to the 2-minute. And then when coach said, okay, you know what? Now you and Arlo go to the 5-minute. And I'm like, oh, that's even better. Okay.
Because I'm going to tell you.
5-minute this morning.
What looks like a reversal on the 2-minute would be an inside bar on the 5 minute, or it'd just be a candle with a wick on it on the 5 minute, where you have like a what they call it a shooting star, where they have like the green candle, the doji, and then you have like the red candle coming down, but it's like halfway that formation. On the 2 minute, you'll have that formation, but on the 5 minute, it'll be a green candle with a red inside bar that haven't even like dropped back half the candle. So the 5 minute, you won't even see that formation on that I just explained on the 2 minute. I'll be like, okay, it's about to go down, bitch. I got to get out of this trade. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you have
Right. And
the
the 30
2 minute,
seconds even worse.
yes, it's even worse.
But that's the combination. That's where you start to use your tools. And again, that's what I wouldn't like. What I know and what works for me and what I'm incorporating. I mean, I really did try to clean my slate completely and listen to the coach. And when you do that, you realize why he's telling you that. And I think that's the disconnect. Is a lot of people think like take your hands off the mouse doesn't mean lose money. It doesn't mean don't put your stop up. It doesn't mean don't get out eventually. It doesn't mean stay in forever. It just
Right.
means that don't get out on a tiny little pullback. You can stomach that pullback because you already made 20%. So if you make 18%, that's not going to kill you. But at some point in time, you got to get out, and that's when I think you move down to the lower candles and you start to see that, like, especially when
And
it
you know
crests
something?
the top and starts going back down.
Yeah.
That's when I go to a
Yeah.
shorter candle because I'm gonna
I'm,
get
I'm
out.
sorry, my dad knocked on the door. I got to take him somewhere in a little bit, but I
Okay.
don't know what we were talking about. But I'm gonna be
No,
here for at least about the
it's
next 20-30 minutes.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we don't have to be on here that long, you know what I mean? So but here's my thing. Today I actually I was trying to decide because you know coaches even said sometimes you don't even want to, and I've seen this for myself just from watching the candles, watching the EWO. Sometimes even when the color flips, it's just a short color flip and it's short lived.
Yeah.
It has no volume and it goes
Mhm.
right back in the other direction.
Hey,
It
I'm gonna tell you
stays there for the
that
rest of the
most
day
of the
or
time,
for a long period of time.
that be all right. If it's breaking a Cree level, like say if it's a breakout of a trend line or it's breaking a horizontal level, what you're looking at is a retest. You know what I'm saying? That's just that's retesting the breakout. Okay. And
But the
whenever it
rule,
shoots up, if it shoots up and then it pulls back, that breathe back, that's just sellers exiting the market. They
the
taking profits off of their trades.
the, the
So go ahead, TJ.
Right.
oh yeah, I'm sorry. I think there's a tiny bit of lag.
Yeah, it is. But
There's
what you saying?
that when it the rule is when that color change happens on the 2 minute, you get out. But like you
Oh,
said,
okay. I thought y'all was talking about
Right.
the
yeah,
actual candles.
when
Whenever
when
you
the
see a
when the
breakout of
EWO changes colors, you're supposed to get out. But Dawn's right. A
yeah.
lot of
Supposed to get
times,
out.
and this is the advanced section that I don't consider myself necessarily in, but I understand that in the beginning, a new trader, if you want to be protected by the 2 minute EWO, it sounds to me like when you cross that red, when the EWO crosses into a different color, you get out. You get out of your put, you get out of your stocks, you get out of your call.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But if you're a little bit more advanced, obviously you can shift down to the 1 minute and start. You're kind of scalping at that point. You might even pick up 2 shares because you think, or see the trend that it's going to go ahead and reverse and go back up. And you might want to add on right there because it's obviously the lowest point you could add on if it goes red and it scoops back up to blue.
Right.
But the
Mm-hmm.
rule would have been to get out. So the
Mhm.
advanced trader
Right. And
could
then if
then
you're already in a 2 minute
right,
EWO, you don't have to worry about it because you're already in it.
right, and
You know
Yeah.
you're
what I
already
mean? You don't have to
yeah.
start a whole new trade.
Right.
But I
But
think a
yeah,
lot of people like
But
they go into the red
that wasn't the case today.
and
It was just a little bit too much red, and I had
and
to
they
get out. And
right, and they
Mhm.
start buying. They get into the red, and they're like, that's when they start cost averaging in the red. So I got 10 shares, I'm down $1. I buy 20 shares, I'm down $2. I buy 30 shares, I'm down $3. And then it starts to come back up, and sometimes it'll work, but it's a gamble. That's where the gambling happens, I think. I don't think that's strategy. I think that's just you got lucky that it came back up. If it does come back up, you made a lot of money because you now have 100 shares where you would have only had 20, but you did a bad thing. And that's what a lot of the more advanced traders speak up and are hollering at the less advanced traders to do that thing that is way more complicated than they should be doing. And that's what frustrates me is you need to help people at I don't mean this derogatory, but the lowest common denominator. Like if my dad asked me how to trade stocks, I'm like, Dad, when this thing says get in, you get in and you get out here. But don't try to get clever. Don't try to get fancy. Don't try to do anything. If you want to buy 20 shares, buy 10. Don't buy 20.
You.
Buy 10 and ride that EWO until you understand it. And
I
then when you want to get creative.
I don't understand the people who come in the group and they just go straight to options trading. They get into a trade and don't even know how to get out. Like, how did you get in? I'm thinking like, how did you get in? They can't exit the trade, but it's going to happen every time.
Then they're like, if somebody will eventually say, well, Coach has 15 videos on that. Did you watch them? No, they didn't.
I mean, they didn't.
I'm guilty of that. I have. There's so many videos that like.
Are you talking about me?
Find your bet.
I'm speaking in general.
Huh?
I said I'm speaking in general.
Hey, Vaughn, in answer to your question, the trading view indicators, they work phenomenal. I do have them. I don't always use them because I'm so used to Weeble, so it's a force of habit. But I do understand them. I have used them, and I recommend using them and getting them if you don't have them. Basically, what TJ just said is how they work. They have a bull and a bear, and it tells you when to get in a trade, how long to stay in it, and when to get out, almost like for a caveman. So if you don't have the indicators, that's definitely something you want to invest in.
And then I want to say this also: don't feel bad.
Let's work out.
Don't feel bad or feel like you have to rush to get it. I'm not trying to, because of course, this seemed like it's, but I heard Mitch say it before, and it's just the absolute truth. Listen, we traded for 6 months in here before the indicator was designed, and the way we was doing it was, I don't have the indicator, but if I send you a picture of my trade, it's basically the same. The indicator just makes it way more easier for you. Like the indicator is the golden ticket. And I even heard
Weeble.
I heard
Weeble, my Weeble, my 2155 looks just like the 2155 on the indicators, like the whole way. I just don't have the wave colored in and all of that, but it looks the exact same. I've got the same indicators up, and because I have it on my phone, it's a little bit easier. My eyes are just used to it, but I need to be watching TradingView, and I have it set up. And once you have it set up on the website, it transfers to your phone. So I just need to get used to pulling that up and looking at that, because it's got the little bear and bull get in. It's got the wave that closes in when the trade is about to shift. So it's a cheat code that everybody should be using.
Yeah, it really is. In the beginning, I didn't use the 2155, but I use it now, the ribbon. I use the ribbon, the EWO, VWAP. That's all I have on mine, and volume. That's the only indicators that I have on me. That's really all I need. It was I lost my train of thought.
And on that note, station identification while you think about it.
Lost everybody.
And
Lost
we're
everything. What the fuck's happening?
We're back.
Oh my god.
You all right down there, Christina?
But these news days, we hear you. These news days get really weird, I'm telling you. The news was the reason why we had such a sell-off yesterday, because it's a lot of traders that's out there like, listen, it's a news day. I'm going to go ahead and protect myself by getting rid of my positions, and I'm going to take the day off. I heard Eric say he didn't trade. You know, he like, I'm just
Yeah.
watching right now. You know what I mean? He like, I made enough the last 2 days. I'm not about to give that shit back. Is you crazy? Yeah, I'm not about to go in here and get chopped up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I think
Right.
Options
you
Friday
don't
and
have
the
to
Fed
trade
news.
all the time.
Options
Hey, it
Friday
was
and
a
the Fed
time.
news on
Right.
the same day at like 10 o'clock. Everything went haywire.
It was a time that I didn't even trade on Fridays. Whenever I used to trade options hard, I just didn't even do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was just like, listen, everyone Friday rolled around, this not the day for me. You know?
You know, at one point I was considering only trading on Fridays and just going in Apple with David and those guys when they would
Hmm.
get those like 10-cent plays. Remember when Mitch was talking about you could have got Apple today for 5 cents and it went up to 17 cents if you had gotten like 100 contracts or 50 contracts, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
tried to catch some of those, but I never had any luck with them. So I kind of, instead of doing that, I just started getting one in the money. Like David will go ahead and get one in the money
And I heard
and then
Bruno talking
he'll
about
roll with
that.
that.
I heard Bruno talking
Yeah.
about that though. The contract the day of, the theta is just killing you. You know what I'm saying?
Look at my cat. He
Yeah.
just jumped on the back of my chair. Um, I'm like, something's going on back there. But yeah,
I can't see anything.
David will go one in the money and he'll get like 50 contracts of that, You can't see it?
No, I see nothing. Just a big black screen. Nothing. Wait a minute, maybe check.
Okay, he's got my dreadlock.
Can you see me?
It's like he wants to play. I can when I pull up YouTube.
I don't know what I'm on. I don't know what's going on. I see nothing. I could see you guys before.
Hey TJ, what you was talking about earlier? Yeah, you're right. I mean, the stop hunt is real, son. I'm telling you, and that's the reason why Coach tell you what the options to come in with the 40% stop.
Yeah.
And I heard Coxer say he got his widget to set to 20% stop loss. I said you already off the rules already because it's 25 to 40%. That's why you getting stopped out. Listen,
Is that because
these professional traders don't trade the same way we trade.
Yeah.
Okay, they enter the market to fill orders. Like that's the
Yeah.
objective. Once you put that sell stop on, take profit, whatever order it is, that's what they're doing. They're trying to fill an order. So if you put it in an area where it can be hit, it's gonna get hit. That's the reason behind why Coach came up with the 40% stop loss.
Well,
You got to give it enough room to breathe because whenever they come in the market, they coming in to fill a massive market order. Like they're gonna hit it, and then they're gonna push price to an area to get it. And if you don't leave enough room, you might as well just turn that money over to them because you're gonna get hit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the other thing, and I don't know for sure, and I'm not saying this, but it seems to me like the other thing is a lot of people that say they got stopped out immediately. Doesn't it include the contract price? So the second you buy it, you lose the contract price. So that's got to consolidate or whatever the word is. So if you put a 1% stop,
size.
You just blew your own stop with the contract price.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
yes, you
if you don't let the
tight.
contract come green before you move your stop up, then you just stopped yourself out. I think. I'm not sure. I'm just observing.
Position size matters. Stop loss, it's the position size. When you put the trade on, if your stop don't have enough room, it's because your position is too big. Go down on the position size and then see if you have enough room for the stop. If you don't, find something else to trade. Because if you don't have enough room to let the trade breathe, I mean, yes, is it possible for you to just enter the trade and to shoot straight up? It happens all the time. But most of the time, it's not going to work like that. And that's why Coach tell you to put the 40 to 25% because, listen, whenever they lining up liquidity, that's why it looked like it's going that way. And then what happened? You enter the trade, and then the candle comes down that looked like a reversal, and then it turns into a pinball, and then the shit just take your stop and move to the north without you, or the south if you're gonna put.
They grabbed up your cookies.
Yes, you know what I'm saying. They gonna come through and they're gonna do the quick move on you, and that's it. So if you enter the trade the right way with the 40%, man, listen, Coach got this shit designed to what none of that affect you if you just follow the rules, you know? Don't try to get in on the
That's a
first
huge
candle.
point.
Yeah.
That's a huge point. You realize that, right? He has gone through trials and tribulations. That's what it does. It gets you through all of that bullshit.
If you trying to get a call, okay, and you see the red EWO sign, you be like, okay, it's gonna be a green one. I'm gonna have the first candle. I'm gonna go on and get in a little early. All right. Okay. You know? And I'm telling you, they're gonna line you. And then what burns me up the worst is, oh, it's been climbed up so high now. You think it'd be a right time to get a put? Man, listen, I done been down that road before. Trying to look on the bottom that's not a good idea. Because what's gonna happen? And I think I sent you a message today, Don. I was like, the tip for the day, Don, look for equal lows and equal highs. Because that's a move that the professionals use all the time. Their liquidity, all right? So the double tops, the double bottoms. You hear that all the time. That's a liquidity sweep. What's happening is if it comes down and the candles they make that equal bottom, them two equal bottoms or whatever, you say, oh, it's a double bottom. And then what happened? You get in a trade, it sweeps down, grab your stop loss, and then the reversal happens. You know what I'm saying? So don't do it. And stop stressing yourself out about, I'm going to catch the big move. Follow the EWO, okay? That's the easiest thing to do. Just be robotic with that and you'll be, don't even worry about all this trying to get a bigger move. Because I done heard people say this, well, why would I wait on the second green candle? I should just get in whenever when the EWO is still red and you know, it's at the bottom. I can see the red EWO is getting smaller. So if the second candle is coming, I just go on and get in because I know the second coming. I'm gonna be all right. Do it and see what happens.
And then watch that shit stay red.
That shit gonna stay red.
The time you do
For
it,
real.
it's gonna go ahead and say whoop, nope,
Yeah.
and go right on back down.
Exactly.
It'll get so thin to where it looks like it's gonna flip color, and it never does.
EW. And then I done heard people say, Coach, I saw the EWO. The first candle came up, and I went on and got in, and then it turned red. Okay, that's because the EWO was repainting. Price is still going down. That's why that happened. And first of all, why did you get in on the first candle? Is that the strategy? It's not the strategy. Right. It's not even close to the strategy because you're supposed to get in on the second candle if it's bigger than the first one. A lot of the times I wait on the third candle.
I was gonna say, isn't it after? It says, I think it says when the second candle holds.
But that's always late too.
So it's almost the third candle. Yeah, it is.
Because even if you wait till the third candle,
needs to be strong enough.
I'm gonna tell you,
because sometimes you can do that, and then as long as your stop is set way out, you'll be fine, 25 to 40% initially. But notice how we all on our P's and Q's too, because we know Coach might be listening. I saw up and start yelling.
Quit cheesing.
Ain't nobody trying to come on the panel. You see how it's just us three, right?
Every time I see,
look, Coach, stop scaring people from the panel. We had 10 people on the panel. Now ain't nobody up here because they scared Coach gonna get them.
They scared Coach gonna get them. I'm telling you, Coach came
they
in
say the wrong thing.
Coach came in the comments the other day. Listen, I think it was yesterday for like 20 minutes. I didn't even know he was leaving comments. He in there just checking people, bro.
Well, I don't know how to type. I was reading the type on the side. I don't even know how to type over there, but
man.
You guys remember the Wizard of Oz?
That's the thing, though.
The Wizard of Oz in the song "Follow the Yellow Brick Road." That's how you remember the EWO. Follow the EWO.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Like
I can give you a tip on the EWO, and this is what I do.
Eric's in the house.
In order to be patient and wait on the candle to come up, once you see and you preparing yourself, because I know you've been waiting on the EWO to show its face all day. Once you get the first green candle, start charting, start looking to see if it's breaking a trend line, because most of the time when the second candle comes up, something is about to happen in the market. Okay, it's at a point right now. Either it's at a double top, double bottom, some kind of pattern is forming. And by the time you go and find the pattern, you get your setup right, the second candle comes, then you're ready. Don't rush into it. You know what I mean? and
I've been
find
trying
out
to do
because you
those
don't
trend
want to
lines.
jump into every one of them.
I've
Yeah, the
been trying
trend
to draw
lines
those
help.
trend
Listen,
lines,
look,
but
look,
it's hard.
Jojo, down in the comment section. Jojo, nice comment, Jojo. Jojo says you don't need you don't absolutely need the indicators to trade. She said all you
Right.
need is patience and patience and the power to stay out of. That's sick right there. The
Mhm.
patience
Yeah.
to stay
The
out of the
willpower.
trade.
The willpower to stay away.
Um,
Yeah.
right.
Yep. So wait till it's right time. Be patient. Have the willpower to
Right.
wait. Yeah. That's hard. I don't have much willpower for things.
Yeah, it's actually it's really hard. Like when you were in the 2-minute DWO, and
Yeah.
it's later on down the line, and
Mhm.
that's when you start
Yeah.
making
And
some
you
bad
didn't catch it on
decisions.
time, like right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
It's like, oh,
hey,
I want to
listen.
get in. Now you got to wait all
Or
that
somebody
time.
calls out, "Oh, look, Tesla's on the 2-minute DWO," and
Yeah.
by the time you get over there, it's like
It's too
It's
late.
been-
candles
It's
down,
like 10
and
minutes in.
you're scrambling to try to write a contract. I didn't. I'm just saying you hear
And
people
then they
say
fall
that.
into
Oh
that
yeah,
trying to scalp.
But that's
yeah.
you
Listen,
can still
I
you
want
can
to
still
say
trade
one
in the
thing.
channel. You know,
I know.
you trade in the channel, right? That's
Listen,
is that
Christine,
right?
I'm gonna have to break the channel down to you.
Yeah.
You done talked about it and try to figure it out so much. I'm gonna break channel trading down to you, okay? But listen,
Okay.
the scalping. I want to bring light to this. First of all, I want to say this, and I said it before. I don't know if y'all done heard me. Scalping is the absolute hardest way to trade, okay?
I know.
And then I hear a lot of people bringing light to scalping, trying to make it sound like it's easy. I done heard
It's
people
not.
say,
It's not
scalpy,
easy.
scalpy, scalpy. Well,
Yeah.
if you want to scalp right now, it'd be a good time. What you mean right now would be a good time? This thing has been down all day. It's not a good time to scalp. Listen, and then for your new traders, if you want to be scalping right now, first of all, a new trader don't need to be scalping. And if you are a trader that is scalping, bro, you don't have to tell me when to get in. If I'm
Right.
scalping, and that's the
Don't tell nobody
strategy that I'm
nothing.
using.
Yeah.
If I'm a scalper, just think about this. If I'm a scalper, you don't have to tell me when to get in, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Buy
don't be
low,
sitting
sell
there
high,
saying right now is a good scalp. No, first of all, if you scalping, you should have been trading long enough, right? Because we'll tell you what's gonna happen whenever you come up to coach and try to figure out why the hell you got stopped out or what happened. First thing he's gonna do is pull up the chart and say, let's look at it. He's gonna walk you through the trade. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna be like, well, tell me what time you got in. Oh, I got in right here. You're gonna pull up the pencil.
Mhm.
He'll be like, okay, I'm gonna tell you where you messed up at. He's gonna be like, this is okay, you didn't get in on the second. That's the first rule. So let me ask you this. How long have you been trading? Oh, I've been in the group, but no, I didn't ask you that. How long you been trading? Are you a master trader?
An
No,
hour.
coach, I just started.
1 hour.
So why you scalping? Why are you scalping? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you, I done seen it too many guys. I mean,
Well, I get in on the 2 minute WEO, and if I don't, I wait for the next EWO.
Mm-hmm. So listen, when
you heard it this morning. Coach got that exact question this morning, and you could hear I felt so bad for him. You could see the frustration in his voice. And no offense to the person who asked the question, because it is confusing. You're like, okay, I joined this group. I got these trade indicators. It says bull. I'm gonna dive in and buy 8,000 contracts because that's what Coach did. He just made 20 grand. He just dropped 20 grand. So I'm gonna do it. And they don't think about the fact that they're not ready yet. You didn't graduate yet. You need to take a few pre-tests before you even allow to touch that contract. You know. And people are some people are overcautious and some people are overconfident. And I think somewhere in the middle, you just got to find that ground.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. You got to find the sweet spot.
Telling scalpers when to get in this. You do not have to tell a scalper when they need to trade.
Right.
What I look like telling Nate when to get in. Nate
right,
be like,
right.
What the fuck?
I look like an asshole.
Yeah. Stop it.
I think Nate knows what he's doing. He's a millionaire. At some point, he figured it out.
He figured it out. We don't need to worry about telling him what to do. Right.
What we need to start doing from now on, when somebody calls some dumb shit out, be like, listen, unless you're a scalper, don't touch that.
Right.
And that's a scalp move. We don't have to tell scalpers when to scalp. You know,
well, if
you're a scalper, I don't have to, you know.
that's why I was trying to help the coach with the thought on that people, we're all people. The thing is
People.
when you say something, you assume all 1,600 people heard you, but they
Yeah.
didn't.
Heard you,
So
understand you, and know.
one of them was
Yeah.
getting coffee, and then he came back and he's like, "Oh, can I get in this trade?" Well, you just missed the speech where coach told you, "Do not do this unless
Yeah.
you're ready. Do not do this.
Yeah.
Put your
So
stop
Right.
don't
down."
even try and open your mouth about
So
it right now.
right. So
Right.
and then I'm in a stop.
Right.
So yeah, how's that happen in your head that you didn't work out the fact that you're not ready to go buy 700 contracts yet?
Well,
Yeah,
that right there,
they
that
think
right
it's
there.
easy.
I mean, they don't.
They don't know how
Yeah,
hard it is
it's
yet.
just
They
a
haven't been
blurred
hurt
line
by it.
because coach is a professional. He makes it look easy.
Oh yeah,
Am I not
that's
right?
incredible watching that. I'm like, I try
Coach
to.
make that shit look easy
If you
as
haven't
hell.
been hurt by it yet, you don't truly know. Once you
But
get
Tom,
that pain, that oh shit,
listen,
you
bro.
know, that's
Tom
when,
Brady will make
Yeah,
throwing
that's a good point.
touchdown passes look easy.
Right, I was
Yeah.
just gonna say we got a
Right.
couple
Right.
baseball players in the group, right?
Right.
Like
And you
Yeah,
don't
people
know.
can, some
coach
people
is
can
a
hit a
professional,
fastball.
bro.
And you don't know till you try it, you know?
Yeah,
Then you know.
coach
When
make
you get
that
that
shit
pain
look
that comes with
easy.
it, then you know. Yeah.
He make the
You
shit
know
look
nothing
easy,
till you
bro.
know. You
And
don't
he's,
know.
you know what's, you know what, and he's
That's
humble
the
about it. He
thing. The
still makes
the
mistakes.
95% of the traders, yeah, the 95% of the traders that don't make it are the ones that kept trying and kept losing and said, "The hell with this, I can't do it."
Right.
But the 10 or 15% that's left over said, "Okay, I see what can happen
Right.
now
I
when
see
I
it's not
don't
as
have
easy as
an
it looks.
edge or a set of
I
rules."
see it's not as
Right,
easy as
exactly.
coach does
It's
it.
like, okay,
Right.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
easy as coach
let me
makes it
get
look.
this edge there. And those of us that are still in the group that haven't left, that have lost money, realize we lost money because of not following the
Right.
rules.
Our own
Exactly.
fucking
And if I
fault.
can just
Exactly.
follow those damn rules and get those
Yep.
rules down, I'll be fine.
Right. So not gonna
So
leave because
we
the only
don't go
person to blame
anywhere.
is ourselves. Yeah. I mean, can't just walk away on it.
Well,
Yeah.
well, he
Fix
makes
that
it look
shit.
so easy, and
He
he's so
does
good at
because
it.
he's so good at
But
it.
he's still, and this is not a cut. If it sounds that way, I don't mean it that, but he still loses trades.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
I've looked over
Oh, well,
there,
he
and
admits
I've
that.
looked over there, and he's
He
like
does the
negative
risky stuff.
18 grand or something like that. You know, it's like, and then he'll
Well,
make it back because he has
Yeah.
the confidence to
He's
turn
lost
around
like
he's
50K.
and
he's doing
use.
that
Yeah,
risky
he lost
risky
people's
stuff that he
yearly
can do.
salaries.
He's
Yeah.
doing stuff he tells us don't do what I'm
Right.
doing because he does some risky
Mm-mm.
shit because he can. Because
So if he
yeah.
misses 1 in 3,
Yeah.
say he misses 1 in 3, that means the rest of us are gonna miss 2.5 and 3.
Yeah, 2 3/4 and 3
Right.
Well,
3 out of 3.
trade losses come in clusters, and that's the reason why one of coach's rules is if you lose 3%,
Yeah.
go on and stop trading. Because I done had situations where if I keep trading, I might have 7 bad trades in a row, and I didn't do anything wrong. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But if I would have just stopped on that 3rd trade, I could have avoided that whole thing. And then now, after I done got my ass kicked, I don't even want to get in the trade no more because my confidence is down.
Yep.
Not realizing if I enter this trade don't have nothing to do with my last trade. You know what I mean? And so trading just
Right.
That's a good
it plays
mindset.
with
Yeah.
your mind for real. So if you are having a bad day, just go ahead and take the day off. It's okay for you to walk away. You don't have no boss man. You know what I mean? You listen.
Here's
You
what
just
Dan said. That's true, Ralph. You can wreck yourself quick.
that shit just a spiral down. Don't go rogue, and then don't go rogue. I Nana said,
Well, I
don't
think
go
Coach
rogue,
said.
guy.
Nana, rug.
Rogue,
Don't
don't
go
go
rogue.
Rogue.
I think that's the secret behind the tiny
Rug.
account too. It's like, if you've got.
Nana says rug.
Oh, does she? Rug. She's cute.
Don't go rug.
Don't go
All
rug.
right, so
Yes, her.
we got somebody
Yeah,
paper scalping up here. Let me see.
Hold on, Jess. Shitty out.
Mustang Chris, I was paper scalping today in my account, but I don't need to train.
Come on, go potty.
Okay, that's fine.
Paper scalping. I like that.
Paper scalping is fine, but next
I don't
time
paper
you come
trade.
in the group, talk to Mac Tech. Talk to Matt Tech, because Matt Tech is the one that used to burn me up with the scalpy. Like
Scalpy.
Matt Tech
This
paper traded longer than anybody I know, and
This
it was the right thing to do. You know what I mean? But once he put money in, when it went live, he quickly realized that this is not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So and now I hear him talking to people, his whole tone of voice changed. I'm like, listen, anytime somebody come in there with that, because it is a brain mix up whenever you go from paper trading over to live. I done heard this story so many times. That's why I always preach about once you get the mechanics, once you think it's good, once you're ready to think you're ready, don't just fund the account, put the smallest amount and go small because coming from paper to going to live, it's not the same thing. It's just not. It's just not. So trade a little bit. So once you come off of paper, put a little bit of paper, then you move up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not gonna be the same. I don't give a damn if you be like, oh, it's the same thing. It can be you can have the mechanics down. And
Right.
the psychology of the amount of money you got on and the amount of money that'll make you get out. That'll make you
That's
get
why
out of
I
your
don't even
trade
paper
early.
trade. I'm not going to
You
fool
know?
myself and learn something that it's not even going to be the same. So I don't
No,
even paper
Christina,
trade.
no. See, you need a paper trade. Paper trade is a valuable tool.
I know it is. I've been trying. I've been learning. I do a trade
Yep.
here and there on the paper.
You ready?
I mean, but I just don't sit. I can't see. I can't imagine sitting in paper trading for 3 months and not. I need to make money. I got to pay my bills. I cannot imagine
Right.
paper
Right.
trading for 3 months,
Right.
a year, whatever these people are doing it. I cannot. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
They must be at a job all day or
I'm
rich.
the same. I'm on the same
Yeah, I
tip.
can't.
I'm on the same
It's
tip
not gonna pay the
because
bills.
I'm like, if it's not going to be the same experience, then it's like either paper trade or going small on small account
Right.
stocks. That way you're not losing that much money. Learn your risk management. So if you're in a trade for $20, you've at least you're only risking 5 of that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you got to learn the other stuff too. But
Right.
yeah,
Well, there's a lot.
again, paper trading's there for the mechanics.
Right.
I don't need help with my mechanics, but if you need help with your mechanics, by all means, paper trade.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that way that'll get you involved and get you at least simulated making trades.
You want to come with me? No.
What are you doing? Walking your dog?
Huh? Yeah. Well, yeah, I was.
What are you
I took
doing?
him
Okay,
outside.
dog.
Did you see us out back when you drove by?
I know I saw trees go by. Like, what the fuck she doing? Jogging?
Yeah, I'm jogging.
Hey, listen,
I don't
gotta
jog.
go. I gotta go run my dad somewhere right quick, and if y'all still on when I come back, I'll join back in.
All right, Ralph.
Okay.
All right. Whoa. I use this
baby.
leash
I use the paper trade as like a timeout box. Like
sorry.
Do you?
maybe like in a cash account when you're out of buying power. Why not go over and paper trade? Why not like do something crazy? I don't want $1 million. It starts you with $1 million. Why do you want $1 million?
I don't want that either.
I messed
know.
around.
I broke that
I messed around
straight
and
down to whatever I
did
had.
my
You know
I
what
did
mean?
my $500,000 put just to see what would happen. Just to play with it. But then I said, you know what? Let me take $2,000 and see what can happen with paper trading. And it does give you the confidence to say, hey, wait a minute, I just made $1,000 out of 2,000.
Well, you know what would upset me if I was
So-
paper trading and I made like $1 million or something.
Oh, right. Well, it is. It's
like,
easy.
blam.
I don't. It's easier because it seems to be time delayed for one, so you already know what's going to happen because you hear them saying Tesla's dropping, and if you got 15
So, yeah,
minutes
you got
to
one
type
up on
put
it.
in, yeah, but but being able to read how much is it going to cost, which strike price, why do I want to go here, that's what's cool about it because you got all the extra time in the world to see why you're doing it.
Mark McSee, what's up, honey? I don't know. Mark, you know what? I'm not seeing you. Even on YouTube, the screen looks black. Do me a favor. I'm going to knock you out and go ahead and try to come back
I'm
in.
going to knock you out. Mama said knock you.
Mama said knock you out. I'll put you backstage. Just try to come back in. But yeah. It's like, I don't know, man. I feel like if because you got to be careful because you don't want to, dissuade anybody new from doing it the proper way, you know, and anybody coming in should not use real money, period, point blank. You know, you shouldn't use real money if you don't have any experience doing it.
Right.
That's weird. Why is his screen black?
Mine was too. I was on YouTube. I switched over to the Restream and shut off my YouTube, and it went. And that's how I can see.
So you did what now?
I was on YouTube when my screen went black, and then I clicked on the top. I don't even know where I clicked to go on the Restream, and then shut down my YouTube. And that was why, because I was on YouTube, I think.
You know what, Mark? If you use the link through YouTube, maybe.
I did it. It doesn't matter. I don't need to be on. I'm not going to be here.
Oh, I can hear you.
You can hear me.
Okay, cool. You're in here. Okay, that's all that matters. Because I thought something happened where it was just, you know, you weren't in here. All right, cool. I miss seeing your screens though.
Shut up. Sorry.
I'm sitting outside. Outside.
I got you. Raining here today. Yucky.
Same thing here.
It started out dreary here, but it ended up being a pretty nice day.
We lost our power.
So how'd you do?
We lost our power last night, and I finally did. When I did crawl out of bed, it took me 3 hours to figure out why my router wouldn't hook back up to my Starlink. Ended up being something simple. Just wasn't the thing I thought of. Anyway, so I wasn't on this morning until like 8 o'clock before I finally got it back running again.
Wow. That always sucks, the power outages. How'd you do in the market today?
Did all right. I made a couple $100. I lost a couple by clicking the mouse button by accident, but that was. I don't know if you read that.
Keep your damn dirty ass hands off that mouse.
Did you read my post on Discord? What I did?
No, I missed it. What'd you do?
Well, I think it was Tesla. I was in a trade, and I bought it. It went up a little bit, and then it pulled back. So I'm sitting there. It pulled back and kind of consolidated a little bit. So I'm just sitting there fidgeting because I fidget. My brain never shuts off. And so I'm just sitting there, and I start moving the mouse around. That somehow, some way, I mean, the odds of this happening is probably a million to one. I accidentally clicked the mouse button while it was over the sell button. And the sell button's wee little, so I don't even know how you couldn't do that on purpose if you tried to. Well, anyway, I did that. It sold it when it was consolidated and down. It cost me about $350 or something. No big deal, but it's like, really?
Right.
Felt so stupid losing money that way.
Oh, man.
I don't care how many zeros you got in your bank account. $300 is $300.
Oh, it's a lot of money. It's a lot. Don't get me wrong. That's a lot of money to me too. So.
Yeah, it's too much to lose for a stupid mistake. Yeah. And I feel the same way because I did the same thing with that Meta thing and hitting put, never changing Meta back to call before I got in the trade. It's like, Jesus, Dawn, that's some straight up rookie stuff right there. But it happens. The cool thing is you made it back up. Me personally today, I got an AMD because I wanted to try it out. I saw the success that Bruno had with it yesterday or day before. And I saw that it looked like it was trying to correct the red day that it had. And it started off with a strong green EWO, 2 minute, above all the indicators and everything. All the confluences were there, had strong momentum. Trend line was straight up. And got in it, and it continued to go up for a little bit. But then it started it had that dip. It had that big dip, and it hit VWAP. And I thought, shit, it's at VWAP now. Technically, I should get out. But I went over to the 5 minute, and the 5 minute it was nowhere near changing color. It still had plenty of momentum in there. So I said, okay, I'm going to take a shot that it's not going up. And I kind of cheated a little bit and saw that it was beginning to come back. I'm like, okay, good. I'm not getting out of this. So it went a little bit below VWAP, and then it started back up. So I'm like, okay, good. Way to go, Diamond Hands. Hold on to that shit, But then it did it again, and it started a sell-off. And I stayed in it until it flipped color, which is something that I normally don't do. I get out, but I was thinking it's got so much momentum up. It could be a false EWO that's going to end up switching right back to green. And it never did. So, well, it didn't while I was in it because it just kept going down. So I'm like, at this point, I'm at a $40 loss. My stop loss got triggered. So I'm like, I'm out. I'm not getting back in that because it's too choppy. You know what I mean? So, and then I tried to get into the SPY puts that were going on with the last $16 that I had. And I think I broke even on that. It came back up and I never gained or lost anything. So, you know, it is what it is. But the cool thing is from what I'm taking from this week is that I'm pretty confident in my ability to do the 2-minute EWO and wait for the proper trade. That was huge because I was just jumping in, you know. But waiting for the proper setups and knowing different levels, listening to the levels that coach calls out, you know, and knowing, okay, it may do something here. So that was huge this week, you know. So I look at the week green mentally, you know what I mean? Even if it wasn't monetarily green every day I learned something and I implemented it, and that helped. So I can take that into this week.
Be a good exercise to blank all your charts out and then go back and draw your major supports and resistance. That way you got a clean chart to start with.
Yeah, my charts
I'm sure like everybody else, like I am, I got 2 million lines on there. And
it looks like a spaghetti box dumped out.
Remember Mitch's chart? It's like, how can you even see a candle, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I got lines on mine or two. I think I cleaned mine all out 2 weeks ago.
I don't even know how to clear
it. Was Eric? Eric was saying he does his every night.
Yep.
And,
he doesn't clear them for like 2 weeks though, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I did mine 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna go back tomorrow maybe if I get time.
My lines are all
clean mine out. And do 2 weeks of whatever. Look back on it. Gets too cluttered. You know,
how far back do you
line
go?
of resistance, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you go back 2 weeks if you need to, maybe, huh?
Well, yeah, it depends where the price is at on the chart. I mean, if it's been hanging like Apple hanging out in the same $10 range, you know, you got to go that far back. But you know, like Tesla dropping and Nvidia climbing, you know, you have to go maybe further back, you know, to see.
Well, you know, and the funny part is I started charting Apple when it was close to 200, and I figured, you know what, let me go back to the 170s. Well, you know what, now I'm not going to go back that far because there's no way in hell. It's off to the races. It's not going to go back that far. And look where the hell it's trading at. Again. You know what I mean? I'm like, no way, dude. I can't believe this is down in the 170s and was knocking at 200's door. I thought it was up there to stay. I thought it was going to keep going. You know what I mean? Because all the analysts were predicting it was going to be at 200 or more. So I was like, okay. And it was there. It hit it, but then it just kind of went right back into that old familiar territory.
I seen on the news, I was looking at, just scanning through the news here a little bit ago, see Rite Aid's filing for bankruptcy, and their stock's about worthless now anyway. It's like 60 or 70 cents a share. It's lost over 90% of its value in the last year. So it's not old news.
Who was it that was trading Rite Aid?
I don't know.
Lolo, wasn't it?
I couldn't tell you.
He was into, yeah, I think he was into CVS and Rite Aid. He kept calling them out. I remember when I first got to the group, he was calling out CVS and Rite Aid a lot. Wow. Rite Aid. Jeez, man.
Going to close 400 stores.
Ouch. Well, I think probably because of two things, because CVS is just taking over everything, but also Walmart, you know?
Yep.
Walmart's got those pharmacies and you can order online, and
I'm 35 miles away from the nearest Walmart. That's why I like where I live. I don't know if you can hear the gunshots in the background. A guy down the road shooting his gun. It's echoing up through the valley.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
No.
Oh, I got a shooting range in my backyard too.
Right on.
Do you? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Before my eyesight went bad, I would shoot BB guns with a buddy of mine, and I mean, I was a good damn shot, dude. I actually enjoyed that. I was hitting cans like a half a block away. Oh man.
Wait a minute. So in other words, you were paper trading
Yeah.
with a BB gun.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is like paper. Yeah,
It's not as good as a cookie analogy. It will never be, but
Right.
nothing's as good as the cookie now.
Oh man, I remember one day we
Have a good weekend.
Huh?
I'm getting out of here.
All right, sweetheart. Thank you for stopping
See you.
in. I appreciate
See you. Bye. See you Monday.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
I'm probably gonna shut it down in a little bit, but yeah, I gotta tell you guys a quick story about the BB guns. So I'm shooting, right, and all of a sudden, you know, we've got shit that we're shooting at this house that we thought was abandoned, and we're shooting at the windows and shooting out the glass in the windows. Then all of a sudden, people on the bottom floor were like, "Can you stop?"
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry. I was talking. Sorry.
People were like, "Can you stop shooting our windows out?"
You were shooting
You guys
windows
hear me?
out?
Yeah, with the BB gun. We
Yeah,
thought the
yeah.
house was abandoned.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Me and a buddy of mine, we thought the house was abandoned. So I was like,
people
oh
were
my
living in
God.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go
Yeah.
shooting this week. I'm going to get more comfortable with my gun. Last time I went shooting, I got the, they call it what, the slide. The slide caught me on my hand. What do they call it? Snake bite or slide or something like that. I don't know, but it popped back and it got me. And I bled for, I don't know, a good
rip that thumb
5
open.
hours.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Ouch.
I bled for like 5 hours. Thank you. Bye.
Ouch.
I bled for about 5 hours and I worked while, I kept wrapping it. Well, first of all, I'm at the range and the guy sees, all of a sudden I'm like, shit, it was my last shot and it happened. Slide bite, that's what they call it. And I'm like, oh shit. And the blood started happening. And I'm like, oof, that hurt. And I walk away and the guy sees blood pouring. He's like, oh my God, let me get you a Band-Aid. I'm like, honey, a Band-Aid is not going to help this. Just get me some like electrical tape or something. I put paper towel on it. I wrapped it up with electrical tape. And I kept fixing it. Like, I was working all night. I worked like that. And 5 hours or so went by. I went home and I took it off. I was bleeding everywhere. And then I got a little woozy and I'm like, oh, I guess I should go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital. I drove myself to the hospital and I'm sitting, they shot it all up, they numbed me up, and then an hour goes by and I'm still sitting there. I'm like, what the hell? I'm not gonna be numb anymore when they come to work. And I told them, you guys are busy, I'm just gonna go. I told the nurse, she's like, well, you can't leave it. I'm like, I got it, I'm gonna go. So I'm trying to leave and the doctor comes in. I'm like, oh, now he comes in. He's like, you can't leave.
Right.
He said, you can't leave, you'll go home, lay down, go to sleep, and you will bleed out. You hit arteries. He was like, there was blood everywhere. So then he came and stitched it. So I had like only 2 stitches, something like that. And there's no scar, but let me tell you what, it was just
In the moment, that was some shit.
It
right?
was some shit. For 5 hours, it bled. I took pictures of it. It is gory. I mean, it bled a lot because it was an artery. I didn't know, but and I kept working. I was doing Uber and Lyft and delivering and doing all kinds of stuff all night. I just hit it. Nobody saw it.
Wow, you would have been driving and you would have probably passed out.
Yeah, what? I mean, I drove myself to the hospital after I went home, and I live far out from everything, so I went in. My mom lives with me, so I'm like, hey, I just walked by because if she had seen that, she'd be, oh my God, So, yeah, I went in my room and I tried to clean it up, and I'm like, oh, this is not cleaning up. It's just I had blood everywhere. It was so much blood.
You're like, I don't think a Band-Aid's gonna work.
Yeah, no. So I told him, I'm like, honey, I don't think a Band-Aid's gonna work for this. He's like, shit. Well, he's like, and I'm all done. I'm cleaning up, and he's like, you are badass. You didn't yell, you didn't cry. I'm like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
You badass. I said, remember that when I left. I haven't been back since. I got 2 new guns since then. I got rid of that one because I didn't want that one anymore. Because it just the way it's not, the way it
The Glock
goes.
It's probably a Glock or something with
It probably would have happened again.
top.
Yeah, it was a Ruger,
Right.
a Ruger LCP, the small one.
Oh, okay.
And now I got a Ruger what the hell is it called?
You did like one of the old Berettas that doesn't have that slide action. You just did.
Well, this one has a safety, like not a safety, but I don't have a safety on my gun, but it has a bump out in the back, so that doesn't happen.
Right.
Like it covers that spot. It's a Ruger. Jesus, why can't I think? Jesus, I can't think of the name of it. Oh wait, I have it right here. Hold on.
She about to call a gun out and get pulled over.
Yeah. It's a no. I had a concealed carry license, so this whole case came up on me, and so they took it away. But I don't, it's fine. It's a Ruger. I can't see, so I don't know. It's got a cool name, and I can't remember what it is. Like a shit, man. Hold on, I got my sunglasses. That prescription. Hang on. Oh no, I got glasses. It's a. I don't know. Hang on. Max 9. That's what it is. Max 9.
Wow.
Yeah, but you don't have to slide.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, guys. It's been 2 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and get my ass out here and get to the grocery store. I can't believe 2 hours has gone by already. Jesus.
I missed it all. My mom was putting me through hell in that store. I asked her if she'd been smoking weed because she was just acting like she didn't know anything. The guy started laughing. I'm like, "Have you been smoking weed today, Mom? Like, what is wrong with you?" She drove me crazy in there. Oh my God.
Wow.
So let's go home. We're gonna shop online. I can't do this anymore. I couldn't do it. She was driving me out of my fucking mind. Like, I couldn't. Yeah. Yep. So.
Everybody in the chat, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us in the aftermarket. TJ, thank you, my brother. Thank you for coming and hanging out and trusting us and going on ahead and coming on in.
Did we get to see what he looks like? We can't put a face.
No,
I didn't. I got a picture somewhere. I'll put it up.
Okay, put a picture up. Yeah, it's nice to put a face for a name.
Would Ted say I have a radio face?
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not.
You said he's got a face for radio.
I got a question. So, are
What's
people
up?
confusing Ted and I? Do our voices sound alike?
I don't think you're
I don't think they sound alike.
Okay,
but yes,
good,
I'm
good,
back by popular demand.
I mean, Ted's voice sounds like
Because
coaches.
people ask me questions that I think he was talking about, and I'm like, huh? Well, I don't know. What are you talking about? So, all right. So they said, oh, you sound just like
I
him.
don't think you guys sound alike at all.
Good. I mean, not good in a bad way, just good in an independent way.
Right.
All right, guys. Have a beautiful week.
You back already?
Yes, I'm back by popular demand. Okay.
Ah, sorry. Oh, nice.
I was just about to shut it down.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. If y'all don't have nothing to talk about, I figured TJ will hold it down. Figured he'll be talking until I got back.
TJ's got stuff to talk about.
Yeah, he do. He always.
TJ's always got stuff to talk about.
Do I really talk that much?
TJ,
Yes,
son,
you do.
you be killing me.
It's all good.
You know what? You two guys.
Yeah.
And Ralph, all of
And,
you guys know how to talk your asses
Yes,
off.
but I have
yeah,
good conversation.
true.
though.
TJ and what's his name there?
That's
Sean
true.
Cox.
All of you guys do.
The three of
Cox
them
ain't
talk so
doing
much,
nothing but thanking people.
and you muted me.
Oh my God.
And you
Oh
had me
my
muted.
God, dude.
That's
I'm
weird.
talking about-
I really don't think like I talk that much. It's just,
You guys all talk so
Are
much,
you
and she had
kidding
me
me?
muted. Why'd you mute me? I know I was making noise probably, but I'm like, damn it.
Oh,
these
yeah, yesterday,
motherfuckers
yeah,
are
I
talking
did.
all the time. Yeah, I'm like, these motherfuckers are talking nonstop, and she mutes me.
I did because, baby, look.
I know
That-
the noise. I know.
Yes, it was the lawnmower. Something was happening where you were fiddling around in the garage or something, and all we heard was gang, 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 gang. Like the noise was loud on
And
this.
I had my power drill, and I didn't run my table saw. That would have been
Listen.
loud, but
A person can tell.
Junior had, these motherfuckers are talking and she's muting me.
A person can
Yeah.
give Cox some chart advice, and
It's
you'll
not a talk
swear
about
that the person saved his life or something. You know what I'm saying? You'll swear this person
Oh my
saved
God,
his
you're
life.
gonna make me load up that clip I sent
Oh,
you
the
last
clip,
night.
Yes.
I'm
I
gonna,
watched
you know what? I'm
it
gonna
about
look
10
that up.
times. Coach,
I could not stop watching it. I kept watching. I edited that just for myself. I cut everything off and I sent it to Ralph. You know, Cox goes into his, I love you. Thank you. You are the best in everything
man.
about.
Thank you.
He starts that ass kissing. And oh my God, I love him to death, but that was so funny that Ralph kind of got in his ass better. I'm gonna bring the.
That's not gonna get you anywhere though. It's not.
He said you're doing too much, brother.
You're doing too much.
oh, never mind. It's in my pocket. All right, sorry about that.
He be doing too much.
Yeah, I love you guys. I love you know.
Okay, once you
He
Talk
felt like he
amongst
was going to leave
yourselves.
last
I'm
week.
gonna find it.
once you thank a person, I mean, after that it becomes redundant. You know what I mean?
You guys, I just got so lucky. I dropped my money on the ground. I dropped $100 and nobody grabbed it. And it didn't blow away. I used to
Oh, that was a
pull up my money.
blessing.
I can't believe it didn't go away or nobody pulled up and got it. Damn, I would have been like, where the hell's that money? $100.
That was a
Sucks.
blessing.
That was a blessing. I can't even believe it. It's all 24, 60. It's all here. Yeah, and it's wet. You know, that's why it stayed, because it's raining. So it got stuck a little bit. Damn, that was lucky. Whew.
Yeah, I found it.
I can go back home.
Okay, I'm gonna load this in.
It's Friday, huh? I don't know why I thought it was like Monday or Tuesday. I don't know what freaking day it is.
I was like, dude, I don't know. He was acting like it was the end of the world, like he lost his puppy. It was like, man, I got to start this job. I don't know how I'm going to trade. I was like, trade
Who's
the
that?
same way everybody else that works trade. Cox.
Who's that?
You know,
Cox? Oh,
yeah.
he started a job?
Yeah, he started a job. And so I was like,
Good for
Cox,
him.
just because you starting a job don't mean you have to stop trading, dude. Like, you can
What's
you can
his job?
trade. He worked. He told me what's that, but I can't even. It's a manager of a store or something. I don't know, but he's starting
you
a
just
job.
pull. You know what you do? You pull that 2-minute DWO back to the weekly chart,
Exactly. That's
and
what I
you
told
get
him.
in on a Monday,
There you go.
and
Yes.
you get out on Thursday, maybe.
That's
You
what
don't
I
know.
said. I said, listen, you're gonna have to trade shares because it's not gonna work with options because you're gonna have to go back 90 days. That's the only way that'll work. And I know it's situations, so I was like, listen, Linda already gave you the share game. I'm gonna just have to give you the long-term share game. That's it. He was like, yeah, but that's how that's gonna work, though. I was like, listen, I'm gonna tell you how to do this. I don't need you to congratulate me, thank me, or nothing because I'm not inventing the wheel here. This is something that people have been doing for years and years and years since the stock market was invented. Before computers were invented, the only thing you can get is the open and close of a stock. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing you had to go off of. You didn't have all these prices. What was the open of the day? What was the close of the day? That's all you got. You know what I mean?
I remember that.
It took shares forever to like settle. Like, I watched documentaries on trading and
because
stuff.
it was all called into a back office.
Exactly. They didn't have no internet in the 80s, but they were still trading. So listen, all you got to do is what you got to become a higher time frame trader. That's it. That's it. Man,
That's
listen,
all I ever used to do was like.
that's what I was just about to say. They got traders that don't even go no lower than the daily chart. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't for me. It wasn't a like it wasn't. Yeah, you hear animosity. You hear people say, "Well, I don't hold a stock overnight. No way. You know, like whatever. You know, sometimes you hold, sometimes you don't. But for me, that was the only opportunity I had was to trade over.
Now for options trading, I'll say that is law. You know what I mean? Unless you're gonna go out at least 90 days. Because for leaps, I can't remember who. I think it was somebody on YouTube. I think it was the Wall Street Trapper. Like, they don't day trade. They do a long-term form of trading. And like, I think he got like a group of some. I don't know. I watch his videos or whatever because he's from New Orleans. But he was
some
like,
of the truck
my
drivers
rule
say
is
that too. Some of the truck drivers go on the like 30-minute chart and then they pull over and check it.
Yep. And so he was like, when it comes to these options, he was like, my own rule is if I can't get it for 180 days out, I don't even touch it. I said, God damn. He double coaches rule. What? You know, I was like, wow. I was like, that's a long way for option, you know. But that's the way some people trade, you know. I mean, they not day traders, you know. So they trade leaps. That's what they do. They trade leap options, and then they do shares, you know. So they not. He just came. Day trading one for him, and day trading ain't for everybody, you know. And so we have all different types of traders in the group. That's what I was trying to explain to Cox. Just because you have a job don't mean you got to stop trading, bro. You can still, as a matter of fact, you might find that it's easier to do it this way. You know what I mean? Am I here talking to myself? TJ, you can hear me?
No, I hear you, bro. I'm just
Oh,
being quiet.
yeah, yeah.
See,
TJ,
I told you. I know.
TJ used to be a core trader. What the hell is a core trader, TJ? That's what I've been waiting to ask you. You mean a swing trader,
Well, that's what I said. So yeah,
position trader?
you trade around a core position. Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
say for instance, I buy a stock at $10. It
Mhm.
drops to $8. I buy 10 shares. It goes to
Okay, so
$12. I sell 10
basically
shares.
DCA and into it, but then you buying the dips and selling the highs.
Yeah, yeah. And it might be a week. Like I did that with Roblox. I made quite a bit of money on Roblox, but over weeks and weeks. So because Roblox got this trend of it'd come down $2-3 and it'd go up $2-3. Come down,
So
but it would take
basically, you
days to
channel
do it.
trading.
Yep, I
Yeah, you
guess.
channel
Yeah, yeah,
trading.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So, but
you
the
doing what I do
way
with crypto.
so you
Buying the
first
top, you buying the bottom of the
right.
range and selling the top of it.
Right. Or maybe
Yeah,
not even on the bottom, but you just worry about a percent that's lower. You're basically
right.
cost averaging in and then you're trading around.
Okay,
And I
yeah.
don't know the proper term for it, but you'll cost average yourself down.
Yeah, you
Um,
will.
and then so like oftentimes I'll buy more on the bottom than I sell on the top just to get myself down another notch. And then the next time when it's down even further, I might sell 40 on top instead of 30.
Yeah, that's the exact strategy I use for
Yeah.
crypto.
And I
Yeah,
just keep that line flowing, and generally my cost average goes down and the
yeah,
profit goes
yeah, it
up.
will. It
And
don't
if
even
you
matter if you buy at the top at the worst possible price. This
right,
don't even matter because you're gonna lower that anyway.
right,
And
right.
then
Well,
whenever it
yeah,
comes back up,
exactly.
you get out
Yeah.
your share. Yeah.
So if I want 100 shares, I buy
Mhm.
10 on Monday maybe because I see a good price. I'm like, oh look, Apple's down. Let me go ahead and buy 10 shares. So Apple's
And
down,
then,
and then Tuesday, Wednesday, it's up high, 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 high. I don't touch it. And
right.
then Wednesday, Thursday, it comes down below where I bought it. The only time I would buy before was below, and then it would come
Right.
down. And then when it would go up, I would sell off those 10. But I love
Yeah.
this whole. Wait a minute, if you know where the lines are, if you know where the next levels
The
are,
support and
you're
resistance.
buying
Yeah.
up and you're
Mhm.
adding to your position on the way up. It freaked me out the first time I did it, and I was like, oh my god, I just went 10, 20, 30, 40 shares and I made way more money than if I would have waited for 10 down and
Because
waited for 10 up.
it accelerates the profit.
And there's a stop with each one, so it
Mhm.
automatically it gives me my safety, and then I just move all three of those stops up.
But let me
So
tell you
instead,
the strategy that I use for the like I did it last night. Don was like, damn, you trading, and so USD was dropping, right? So I got in one when the market was open, and so once that position got where I can set the take profit, that's a free trade. So once that one got right there, I just went on ahead and opened up another position, same size, with the stop loss above, and then once it fell into it, and I was able to lock the trailing, I added another one. Each time it dropped, because what's gonna happen is if it pulled back, it hit that first stop loss, it's gonna hit it for some profit, but I'm still in the trade. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Because
right,
I
right,
got
right,
some,
right.
I still got some positions up above. The way you trade with the forex, if you want to add on to a position, you got to open a whole another position. Like they keep them separate. It's not like when Weeble, if you were to buy 10 shares, and then I think you can set it. Didn't you mention you can set it up in Weeble where they won't put the shares together? Like say if I was to buy 10, and then I buy 10 more, now I have 20, and that's the cost basis. Or
Yeah,
can you do 10 and 10? You can set it up
you
a
can.
way.
I don't know if you can separate it, but it adds together. But what it
It
does
adds
is it
together.
gives you
Yeah,
two
I
stops
better.
instantly.
Okay, yeah,
So if you
yeah. I
Shout
buy
know
out
you
to
can
10,
set
Diesel
different
Dan.
stops.
yeah, if you
Shout
buy
out to Diesel Dan, L&T Motors. Shout out to Mustang Chris. Go ahead, guys.
right on.
Yeah, yeah. But whenever it's dropping down this way, it accelerates. It accelerates your profit because the pip count is what they go on in forex, which is basically the same thing as the points is the cents in the share, like the cent when it goes up, whatever cents is, that's how much money you're getting. So basically, you get 1 cent every time it moves. So if I had one pip with a position going and I added on another position for the same size, now I'm getting two. So that's what I do. Like so every time it dropped, I would just add on to it as it go down, And I did that basically until it was time. I told Dawn, I was like, shit, I got 3 of them on now. And I was trying to wait on that one to work its way to get into the green. I don't think it did. I think that one got stopped. But the strategy is the free trade. Once that one dropped into the green, you just close it, you open another position. If that stop loss, the price come back and hit that first stop loss, it's either if I close it at break even and it don't come down with the trailing stop, that's going to be a gain automatically. But the one that's above that, that stop loss ain't hit. I'm still in the trade, you know. So I got a decision now. If it's in between, if price turns around and starts back to drop, I can put another one on. The reason why I'm saying dropping is most of the time I'm selling. I do puts. I'm selling most of the time. Or if it's still, just say if the price is rising. As soon as it get into the green, I just pull it up to break even, and then once it get up to like 5 pips, I put the trailing stop on, right? And I just open up another one. I add on to the position right then and there. And now it's like I got a new trade on. If price drops back and take that stop loss, then that's either a break even or a little bit of profit. But I'm still in the trade with the same amount of risk, you know? And so now once this one goes into the green, I open up another one. The whole time I'm opening positions up, I only have 1 unit of risk. But I got 3 of them on. But if it just keep going, it's gonna be like I did 3 positions versus 1, you know? And so that's what you're saying whenever you add on to the position as it goes up, that should accelerate your profit, you know? You can double the amount. You can get a 2 for 1, basically.
Well, you got to be careful though. I don't usually buy the second batch until my first stop is above my buy price.
Right. Yes.
Then I
That's the
wait
key.
for the next level to pop, and I grab another 10, or I wait for that. I don't know the name of the candle, but the little tiny flat green one.
Doji?
Yeah, well, the doji is the X, but just a straight flat green one, and the slight hammer up. So
Yeah, you
and I'll
talking
buy
about
on
it's
that.
losing steam.
Yeah,
When
I'll
it's
buy
losing
on that.
steam, yeah.
Yeah, I'll buy on the green hammer up, and then like often it'll pop, and then I'll move my stop up, and then I'll buy another 10, or I'll wait at the next level and buy another 10, and then when I'm happy that I filled my position, then I just sit there and watch it go, and I move my stops up, and if they fall, they fall. If I go to the bathroom or get a drink, make lunch, oh well. I mean, I made money.
Right.
But
because the first one you start out the gate, since you're not adding on no more into the first one is in the green, you don't even care about that one anymore.
right,
That ain't the one. You only got one.
right,
If you putting on, let's say you putting on 3 sets of 10. Once that first set get on, you put the second one on. The
right.
first set of 10 is already in profit, so you
Yeah.
don't even have to babysit that one.
It's just a lot safer too. Yeah, it's a lot. And the second stop can almost usually, the way I try to get it is that the second stop will actually usually fit in the smaller channel. So when you buy higher, your cost average goes up instead of down. So your the difference between your stop price and your buy price are smaller now, or your profit. So you got to wait another few seconds if it have it go up. If it doesn't go up, then I just let it stop out, and then I stop them both out above it, and then when it goes back down, maybe $10, $2 or whatever, I get back in the trade.
Get back in, yeah.
But then you run out of firepower, and you just sit the rest of the day watching TV. So
watching TV.
Right,
hey, I gotta ask you guys a question. So, okay, on Webull, when you're placing the trade, you can place your stop along with it. So how do you do that? You go in and you place in like a limit order, right? Like a limit buy. But then how do you place the stops like within the same trade?
I use the widget.
Yeah, they got a widget, but if you're on your phone, where you see it at, and you pop, if you're on the phone and you on Webull on the phone, they got the little drop down when you always say limit order or whatever, and it's gonna actually do you want to do a buy stop, or you can have all the different options. You keep scrolling down, and it's gonna see a thing where you can add on multiple trades, I think. And I think you click one of them, whichever one to say if you want to do a stop loss while you entering, and you want to enter with a stop. And
so it's a limit buy with stop loss.
You can pretty much put in one together. You'll see it when you open up with a limit at, and that drops down, and you see the types of orders. Keep
Yeah.
scrolling down, and there's gonna be one that you can pretty much put it together any kind of way you want to do it.
Okay, so because when Coach does it,
You
he's
trade on the
so
phone
quick.
or
I
on
don't see him do any of that. Like it just seems like
well,
he's
he's
all-
using a because he's using a widget. He used what TJ is using. You have to ask him how you use the desktop or the phone.
This is active trade, right?
I use the phone mostly, but I do the desktop sometimes too. So
All right, yeah. So you're gonna have to talk to TJ or Coach or somebody to help because I don't use the I don't
Yeah.
use the desktop.
I need to figure that out because that's what's been screwing me with Fidelity. You can't do it, and
Yeah,
today
that's one of
today
the
even
Robinhood. You can't do it either. That's why I
I
like
went in and
Weaver.
bought 1,000 shares of something, and then on Fidelity, and then I went and it wasn't in my activities in order. It hadn't filled yet, and it wasn't there. So I thought, well, shit, did I hit the cancel button? So I went and did it all over again, and then boom, both popped up. I'm like, oh, it. So I
I
bought
know.
2,000 shares.
I don't do hot stocks on Robinhood. The only way
No,
I
I
do a
won't do
hot
that on
stock on
Robinhood.
Robinhood is if it's less than $1.
Yeah, I don't know about that. And the time it takes to do anything like with Fidelity is the same way.
Yeah,
I like Fidelity, and you can do a stop loss on it. It's just different, but
you can.
you can on the desktop. I don't know about a phone or anything, but on the
Oh.
desktop in
Well, nice.
Fidelity, and I find it's easier to actually use Fidelity in the web rather than the active trader.
That's what
If
I
you just
do.
go
I
to the
don't. I
web,
can't
you
do
right
active
click on the
trader.
stock, you go to trade and buy, and you can set a limit and everything. But it takes so long
Yeah,
that
it does,
even
but I'm
with
using it on just the web. I'm not even going in the trading dashboard.
yeah.
That confuses me. I'm just doing it on the white page, just the
Yeah,
regular.
yeah.
And you can do a
Who
stop
left
loss on
Fidelity
that.
Yes,
today?
yeah. You go to
Somebody left Fidelity today. I think who was that? Lee?
Lee left them today. He went to Ameritrade.
Ameritrade.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's been having trouble too. The same thing
Yeah.
happens, and you lose. I lost a lot of money because of
you can
Fidelity.
do it. It just takes a long time, and
It takes a
they
long
got a
time.
whole bunch. They
Is
got-
Fidelity the one Cox was just kept harping on? We like Cox, listen.
Yes.
Okay, you like
Yeah, he won't shut up
Fidelity?
about it.
Okay, like stop it. Like everybody's not
Call
gonna
the-
like
call the-
Fidelity,
call the-
bro.
I don't
You
call.
know what I'm saying?
But
Yeah.
but
Oh,
it-
speaking
but
of which,
it-
let me play this video.
but it-
Let me play this video real quick. This is too
That was
funny.
slick.
This is too freaking funny.
The broker situation always get touchy because whatever a person is using, they're gonna swear.
I love all of y'all. God bless everyone. I am so, man, American Dream Trading has changed my life, period. This guy, I'm lost for words. Thank you. All I can say is thank you.
Yes, thank God. Okay. All right.
Cox, you gotta chill with that, Cox. You do it too much, brother. You
Thank
don't
you.
have to thank everybody multiple
Man.
times.
Thank you.
Damn.
That's so funny, Ralph. You're funny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
It's too much, man.
He does
Sometimes
too much.
No, what was the best one time? I remember when Cox first came in the group, he asked some questions every day.
That's
He
how
was
I
like-
ended the stream with that.
He was like, Mitch, I can ask you something. Mitch was like, listen, bro. I noticed how this is gonna end with a kumbaya and a hug and everything. So
I
when
was
I
a
come back to
kumbaya.
you, put your hand down. Put your hand down and come back to you. I said, Mitch crazy.
Yeah, he will.
It
Yeah,
was funny.
he will go on
It
and
was
on.
too funny. Mitch was like, listen, you.
I used to fuck with Mitch. When Cox would get on and start asking questions, I would DM Mitch, there's your buddy.
Oh my God.
Oh, here we go with the 20-minute dissertation.
Cox
Yeah.
was like,
I noticed
like-
yesterday
would
how
crack
we all
up.
just shut up.
But
and
you
let
can
him
tell
go.
Cox grew on
We
him.
all just stopped
You
yesterday.
can tell
finally,
Cox
and just let him
grew on
go
him.
and go and go.
Like
Nobody
he
said
grows on
nothing.
all of us.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I swear to God, and I told
He
Cox.
grew on all of us. That's for
I
He's
sure.
a
tell
super
Cox
nice
all the
guy.
time,
He
I
just
did
doesn't
not
stop
think
talking.
you was gonna make it, bro. I just
No.
wrote you off. You know how you
I
can
thought he
tell
was leaving
some of them
last
that
week.
come in the group and you be like, well, I don't think he's gonna last long.
Well, last week he said, if I go, I'm done. I'm not coming back. I ain't coming back. Because that
Nah,
hurt.
he
That
gonna
stuff
be here.
hurts, he said.
Listen,
I
I'm
thought
willing
somebody
to
hurt
help
his
any
feelings. I
trader
don't know
that's
what
willing
happened.
to help themselves.
Did somebody hurt his feelings, or did he just lose some money?
Well, I think he's just going through a time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But don't give up, man. You know?
Hopefully this job will help him out.
Yeah.
It'll give
Give him
him
something else
get him
to
out
focus on.
Mhm.
of trading with bill money and stuff
Yeah,
like
that's-
that. You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
advise that. That's too much pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know.
Sometimes you don't have a whole lot of
Right?
choice.
Mhm.
Exactly.
But I do, you know what I mean? And see, I've put myself in a situation where, you know, the money, because Jen, for the longest time, she had gotten promoted at her job and she actually got a pay cut because she was working as an independent contractor and was able to pretty much write her own paycheck for every 2 weeks. And my disability covers the rent plus a couple $100. So we're straight there, but everything else needed to be taken care of. So she's like, you know, but when they cut her pay, and we weren't, you know, there's no other extra. It's not like I can go out and DoorDash or anything because I can't see to drive properly. So it's like she's it. So it's like, okay, you know, what happened there was for a year she was getting underpaid. So that put us behind because we were used to getting a certain amount. And when that got cut, oh my God. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start trading. I learned how to do options last year. I'm gonna so I started looking for trading groups. And I didn't find anything that I liked. And then I found Coach, and I'm like, okay, cool. Because I didn't stay, I would watch a few videos, but then I saw Coach on TikTok, and I'm like, okay,
That's how I got him.
This is the way.
Yep.
So here's the thing. So now with her making, I convinced her to leave that job only after she had secured double the pay somewhere else. So when she did that, she then went back to being an independent contractor, cut the promotion, and started doing that part-time and doing the other thing full-time. So now, cool, we got money again. Yay, we're back to having our income back to where it needs to be to take care of the bills. Well, Dawn decides that she wants to start fucking trading.
Frivolously, too.
So just when we were all set up to get shit caught up, I start losing $400, $500. Like I got it like that. The money that we needed to catch up. So now I'm in a situation where I've put us right back where we were, having to catch shit up. And now I feel like I have to trade to help catch shit up.
Well, you can't feel like that when you're trading, though, because that's when you fuck up.
No.
You know that.
Right. So bottom line is call the creditors and say, hey, look, I can pay you something on this date. Can you wait? And as long as they're like, yes, then I'm just going to use the bill money to catch shit
As long
up
as you pay, if you pay even $1, as long as you pay by your due date, even if it's just $1, they cannot send you to collections. If you pay something, they can't send you to collections or nothing.
Shit is way past the due date.
Do you not drive at all? Like not even during the day or nothing? You just don't drive a car? Okay. So I was going to say, you should go do Instacart. You know, you go to the grocery store or shop for someone.
How the hell you trade blind?
That's what I wondered.
You got a big old screen.
How do I edit videos?
Right.
Look, here's the thing. What my vision looks like is like looking through snow, and central vision is completely like extra snow where I can't see if I'm looking directly at it. That's why I can't
kick
drive.
your butt.
Yeah.
Oh
wow! So you're not really gonna see that little flicker. You're not gonna notice that little flicker that tells you
which
get
is
the hell
why
out.
I rely on a 2-minute.
Right. See,
that's why I don't use the trading view indicator.
That's another beautiful reason.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Me personally,
That's
I
why
like a clean car.
I believe in them, but I can't see the flickers and things that happen as soon as they happen.
I know I took my glasses off the other day and I didn't notice it because I don't really need them for most things, but I need them for the computer. But I was squinting at the candle and I couldn't tell if it had a tail or not. I couldn't tell if it was flickering. I was like, what's going on?
When I don't have my glasses on, I'm doing this. I'm up this close. I'm like trying to see. I can't see. It's awful.
Yeah.
Well, props, you know, Dawn, you deserve a props for that. That's something like, instead of saying, woe is me, you're like, okay, I'm going to use a CWO. This is a tool that I can use.
That's what we said. Even a blind
Maybe I
person
can't scalp, but I can use the 2-minute EWO.
Even a blind person can use it.
I'm saying, you know what I mean?
The link.
I joke myself. My wife says, you edit videos like somebody with plain sight. And I'm like, I don't know. It's God. That's the only way I can explain it. It's God.
That's your talent. You've been doing it, so.
Yeah, but
so I can peripheral vision. I have plenty of peripheral vision. That's how I am able to walk around, not need a seeing eye dog and all that
Not
shit.
walking the walls.
But it's just really snowy. Even that's snowy. So I have enough to function relatively normally. I can walk through the house and trust and believe. I'm a bad girl. I shouldn't be doing anything remotely close to driving, but every chance I get, I'm trying to park the car. I can see enough to do that.
Yeah.
But to get out on the road, if Jen was in an emergency, I had to get her ass to the hospital. I'm pretty sure I could do it. I have driven
listen,
like
I
this,
remember one
but it's
time.
not anything
One
I want
time
to
you
do
was
on a
talking.
regular
One time
basis.
you was talking about you be driving, and Jimmy said, "What state you live in?"
What
Get off
state you
the
live in? I
road
don't
or
want to
some
be there.
shit.
Yeah, he was like, "I got
You
it."
remember that?
Who said that,
That
Jimmy?
was funny
Oh
as
my
hell to
God.
me.
She remembered verbatim what the hell he said.
That's funny.
I miss Jimmy.
Yeah, but that's just how I am. I'm not a person who lets things limit me. I don't care what it is. If I want to do it,
But
I'm
that's
going to do
beautiful.
it. So blindness ain't going to
That's
stop me.
beautiful.
I
You know
get
what I
that.
mean?
All the people that are complaining
Yeah.
about something or whatever, they,
Keep it the fuck
Just-
moving.
Right.
That's why when Coach was complaining about his eyes, I'm
Shut
like,
the fuck
dude,
up.
you have no idea. Yeah, keep it moving. You just go back to being Coach because this shit's gonna pass. With me, I don't know. It may be curable. It may be reversible. We don't know what it is.
Do a parasite
so
cleanse.
that's
Do
why.
a parasite cleanse.
Yeah, that's why I'm on
A parasite cleanse.
Christina,
Well, I don't know, 'cause
we
that's
don't
why-
have
that's why
we're
when
not
we-
going down the hole, Christina. I
It's
do
not
have
down the
a
hole.
10-4.
People in other countries do it like every 6 months. Every other country, we're the only country we don't do that shit.
I don't have my 10-4 hat on me.
Well, you better
Today
put it on
Friday.
because you got parasite. You got parasite. You better put that hat on. And get
I
that
don't
shit
have it with
going.
me today. I don't have it with me. Sometimes I have it and I put it on and I go all the
But
way
see,
there
that's
with
why I
you.
went vegan with my wife. That's why I went raw vegan with my wife because that shit cures a lot of stuff when you do
Really?
that. So if that's curable, I'm damn sure gonna try it. I'm gonna do
Listen,
it. So.
y'all don't have to wrap up, but I gotta go in a minute. But listen, Christina.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up because
I'm
it's
gonna
late.
watch the candle video. I know. You sent it. I'm gonna watch it tonight. I'm gonna watch it. I swear to God.
You see how
Bullshit.
you see how I be giving different traders according to your level of trading. I'll send you a little something that can help you out.
Did you hear my
know?
story about what happened to me this morning? My
What
trading
happened?
today?
What you do?
Well, I was up, and I sat down. I hadn't really slept in a couple days, but so I sat down on the floor to plug my phones in. I just sat down on the floor and I was trading. I bought into a couple things and then I fell asleep on the floor. I woke up and I'm like, fuck. Yeah.
So what happened?
Oh,
So how
shit.
did the trade in?
Huh?
How did the trade end?
What?
What? How?
What happened? What happened with the trade? How did it end?
We
When you
don't
woke
need to
up,
talk
was
about
you in the
that.
green?
That's not what the story's about. This
Oh,
is where I
okay.
fell
All
asleep.
right, we're gonna leave it alone then, because I was gonna say some of my best trades are the ones where I get in, set the stop loss, and forget to check it or something comes up.
Well, that's the
And
thing.
one of the
That's
reasons
thing,
why I
see,
moved.
I didn't set the stop loss.
Oh
I
my
fell
God!
asleep like probably during.
You need to be robotic with the stop, baby.
I know. Well, but it's
Oh
another
my
whole
God.
trade, and I do that. Like I'll be sitting there, I'll be sitting up, and I just fall asleep. Like yeah,
Doze off.
yeah.
Because you don't get your sleep at night.
No.
But I'm gonna give y'all a little tip though. You dig before we leave. And this is not for options trading.
This is for
share trading.
This is not for advice. This is personal.
This is for share trading only, not for options. I want to repeat. Do not do this
purposes only.
with options trading. Do not do it.
I wasn't
If you're going in with a Danny DeVito toe, you feel me? And you catch the EWO, you dig, and everything is going right. The EWO candle, you got in, set the stop loss, and then what happens? You get a phone call. Something goes wrong, or you fall
Something
asleep.
always happens.
Like Christina, you fall asleep. Then you have to go to Walmart. Life happens. When you come back, shit, that thing might be up there. I done had trades before that I walked off from that was share trades, not options. That I done walked off on share trades, and then I come back like an hour or two later. And I'd be like, look at that. If I was here, I would have got out of that. I would have closed that. I would have
Right,
closed that
right.
trade because it retraced and did all this and the trade worked out. So y'all can
Well, I
take
did
that.
it all right, but then I fell asleep before I got that stop loss in.
Well,
I
you
just
didn't do it right then.
I passed out. That's all. So I don't fall asleep.
If
I
you-
fall out, and I just all of a sudden I wake up. It's like quantum leap. Where am I?
that's
Yeah.
a very important tool that we have. Stop
I
loss
know.
placement.
I know.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
It saves you.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, y'all. Brad James, thank you for the tip that I got today. I appreciate it. Anybody else want to send a tip? There's my Cash App. Thank you. It helps support the stream. Helps to support the stream. Anybody that wants to join American Dream Trading that is not a member of our group, my referral link is right pinned to the top of this video. And if you want to follow me on any other social media, my link tree is also in the description of this video, as well as those other links. And shout out once again to American Dream Trading, Coach CWC, Coach Chad Christian, 30-year trader. We have learned what we have learned from him. He has the most amazing strategies and edges in trading. So if you want to join the group, check out his YouTube channel and see why it is that we are all trading to the best of our ability because of his strategies. You can go over there and learn for free and then join us over there with the Discord and get a Zoom call. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being on the panel. And thank everybody down there in the chat. And I want everybody to have a fantastic freaking weekend. And I will see you all mañana. Well, not mañana, but Monday.
All right.
Ciao, guys.
Let me make sure I hit the right button here. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, peace and blessing.